Pressed it. Okay. We should be live, I think.
Yeah, we are live
Oh,
now.
I need to tweet about it.
Yes, and I will
Okay,
retweet.
I made the tweet. You're gonna retweet and say,
Of course.
"Oh, I hear myself." So that's okay.
Well, I don't know how
Um,
much I would help you out, because
yeah,
I'm not as
you've
popular.
become irrelevant, dude.
Yeah.
Okay. Hello, chat. Can you guys hear me? And can you hear Brian? Can you hear Bribey? A Timu ad. Uh-oh.
I am here. You might want to put me in the title, Chelsea. You know how my fans are.
Ooh, you're kind of right. You know, I'll put you back in the title, bro.
So people know what's going on.
Okay,
Put Haley's
first
name too.
question. I'm gonna ask the first question. Where is Starlight, Brian?
Is that actually the first question?
Yeah. Everyone in the
Um,
chat is wondering where Starlight is.
no, they're not.
Yes, they
Let me
are.
see. Let me also look at the chat. I'm going to be helping Chelsea answer questions. So I'll be reading
Well,
out any
you're gonna
questions
be
that you guys.
asking, or you're gonna be passing on the answers to me. I'm gonna be answering them.
Yeah, sorry. So yeah, that's what I meant. I'm gonna read out the questions that you guys have for Chelsea, and she's going to be answering them. She is also currently animating a scene right now for the
Yes.
upcoming episode of Old.
Yeah.
So I
So
hope you
this is
guys are
like
excited for that.
this is a scene that's before the elimination. So and that's all I'll say about it. I don't want to reveal what exactly is going on here. So I will not do that. But I do
Yeah,
not
you want
want
to keep it
to.
hush hush.
Yeah, it needs to be hush hush. Okay, wait. I'm gonna open up the chat on my phone as well, so I can see the chat
Okay.
in case there's
Yeah,
like
I
any
have the
issues.
chat
But
pulled up on my other monitor, so I can see
um,
what everyone is saying. So feel free to ask any questions. It's been a while since you've live streamed, right,
it
Chelsea?
has been literally like a year and a half since I did my last live stream.
Yeah.
It's been so long.
So aside from the meetups, this is another way that people who haven't been able to go to the meetups or don't plan to can connect with you and
Yeah,
ask
true.
you any of their burning questions.
Yep. That's very true.
And they can ask me questions too, because I'm also here,
No,
but this is your live stream.
I don't know about that one, man.
I did see someone ask about Starlight, so I thought you were making a joke. But Starlight is currently being worked on. I made a Twitter post or an X post in January, and we've just been slowly chipping away at things. But there's also other factors, life and my job and everything else just has to be managed as well. But Starlight is being worked on. It's a passion project, and Chelsea knows a lot about it. And we've
I
just
do.
it's going to be 6 years I announced it's since I announced that it was going to be made. It's going to be 6 years in August, which is
That's
crazy.
crazy.
Yeah, so much has changed, and I'm really excited for everyone to see it when it eventually does happen, does come out, and it will. It will.
I'm
All right,
excited
let's
for it,
see.
dude.
Thank you so much.
But yeah, ask me whatever questions you want. I did see one question, but I forgot who. I didn't see who asked it, but someone asked when the next plushie is gonna come out.
I can look. Yes, yeah. So from picture dot things, when is the next plush coming out?
Yeah. So let me Okay, I'm gonna give you guys a little sneak peek. Let me show you what the next plush is going to be, and I'll say kind of when I think it will come out. Do I have the picture downloaded? I don't think I do. Hold on, let me grab the picture. Um, one sec. Animation is delayed. Let me find the
Oop.
good picture. There's one change I'm gonna make with this design. This is kind of close to what it will look like, but here it is. Oh,
Amazing.
okay. Let's hope my anime does not crash. Oh, here we go. Here it
We love it when
is.
anime does that. That is
Wow.
so cute.
Isn't it? Isn't it cute?
Look at that. Isn't it neat?
Drago will be the next plush, and I think it will definitely come out this year, but it will not be with OLD15. It'll be after OLD15. I think that was my original plan, but I've just been so busy this year that like OLD15 got pushed back from when I originally wanted to come out, and This
Yeah.
also got pushed back. Like everything kind of got pushed back
You
because
have been busy.
I I've been very busy. Well, my
Yeah, you
my
were
card
working on the
game,
BFDI. Yeah, like the BFDI card game.
yeah, and the video that went along with it. Um,
Yeah,
that was a big project I was working on for about like a year and a half, and it is
yeah.
finally done.
You did
So
a fantastic
now,
job.
thank you, dude. I
Yeah.
appreciate it. I think, yeah, it's being sold on the tour right now. So if you're going to the tour, you can grab it. I spent so much time on that. It was crazy because the original version of it, before we made some changes early this year, was finished the same week as old 14. So those that was like the probably the most hectic week of my life, was finishing that, and then finishing the what is what was okay, sorry, some random Twitter video started playing in my in my headphones. I didn't know what that was. Hopefully that was not on the stream. I don't know what that was. So, but anyway, yeah, that was a hectic week, and then I was kind of out of commission for a few months, so I couldn't start old 15 until about February. And then even in February, March, April, like I was working on the finishing touches of the game, and then the video that went along with the game coming out. So I've just been very, very busy. But thankfully, all that is over, and my full attention is now on this episode, and it's gonna be out next month. So yeah, old
Hooray.
15 next month, but the plushie won't be out. Drago won't come out until probably around the holiday season, so it won't be for a while. But
That's
it
a
will be
great
out this
time.
year,
Yeah.
and I think as far as I know, it might not be a pre-sale. So I'm not sure actually how it's gonna work, but it's possible it might just be a regular sale and not a pre-sale. So we'll see.
I see. So you guys, yeah, you guys better look out for it.
Yeah, I think it's. I really like how what they did with it. Um, I think he's very very cute. So
Yeah, Drago is really, really cute.
I think
Very
I think
good
he's always been
quality
kind
as
of a
well.
fan favorite character. So I'm glad that he is getting the plushie
Yeah.
treatment.
Yes. Yes.
Yay!
All right. I see a question from Silver. Is a cool Sonic character. How did you get accepted into working for BFDI?
Yeah, okay, so it's a bit of a long story, but what originally happened was I auditioned, um or I sent in a bit of my work right when BFDIA 6 came out. I wasn't on the crew before then. So like and then once I sent that in, they were like, "Oh, you can work on BFDIA, blah 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 blah." And
Hmm.
then since then I've been doing more and more for the channel. Um
Yeah.
and since I went to school for graphic design, it made it easier for me to work on like merch projects for them since I knew a
Yeah.
lot of the different applications, not just Animate.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, so I had a lot of experience in college learning like how to make a rule book or basically like a pamphlet. So I've done that before, so it just made it easy to work on that type of a project.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Totally. Yeah. And you can like literally see
Yeah,
it in like the final result
thank you, dude.
of the board game. Yeah. And let me look on for the next question. And again, I said in chat, but if you guys missed it, if we somehow missed your question, feel free to ask it again, and
Yeah,
we
no,
will
of
try
course.
our
Like,
best to get to it.
yeah, if
Mm.
because there's so many questions always in the chat. There are like over 100 of you in here, which is thank you guys all for I mean, there has been a stream in so long, I didn't even know if anyone would show up. So I'm very sorry that my channel has been so dead and not much has happened this year. But I mean, I probably went through the most like crazy few months of my life following
Yes.
like a surgery, and then I was really busy finishing this
Mhm.
game. So I really have not had much time, but now things are gonna look up. I think there should be 2 episodes coming out this year. There should be this one in August, and then 16 should be out before the end of the year. Is the plan?
Amazing.
Yes.
Let's go. Okay, let me see. What did y'all use to animate old episodes before 5?
Oh,
And
that
this
was
from the Cheddar Jack OSC.
yeah. So before episode 5, episodes 1 and 2 were entirely done Actually, I think there were some scenes in 2 that I started using Animate for, but before that I used Anime Studio, which I think is now called Moho.
Is
Um,
it? I had no
yeah,
idea.
yeah,
I
they
also
changed
used
the name
Anime
to
Studio.
Moho.
It wasn't great, but it it
Well,
definitely
I've
gave
heard it's a
us
lot better
a little
now.
bit of a start. Okay, that's good to know.
So
Yeah,
I
because we
think
also
it's
haven't
like,
used it in years.
yeah, I've heard that the brush tools are way better now. So it's way better for like, especially
Mhm.
puppet animation. I think is really good in Moho.
That's cool. Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah,
Because I think the last time I used it was maybe 2015, like or like maybe like
yeah,
very
same.
early, or like probably 2014. Because I started using Macromedia Flash, which is essentially just Adobe Animate before Adobe bought it. But yeah, that was 2015. It was like January, so it was a long time ago. But don't want to discourage people from using Moho
Yeah,
if
I've
they
heard it's
have
a
a
lot better
preference
now
for that
than when we
over.
used it. So,
Yeah,
but yeah, episodes
because
3 and
there's so
4
many ways
were
we can
in.
animate.
Oh, sorry, sorry. I was gonna say,
No, you're good.
because the question was asking about like, episodes 3 and 4 too. Those were done entirely in Animate. So I mean,
Okay,
even though the
okay,
style
okay,
looked different, those were still in Animate.
okay. Yeah.
Yes,
Okay, so this is from Yuri Biscuit Bread. Will either of you be at the LA tour?
I
Yes,
will be there. Yep.
I will also be there. Does Gracie still have 3 weeks left to live in Old 15? From
3 weeks left to live.
Gentle Cheese CEO.
I was never aware that he only had 3 weeks left to live.
Maybe it's like some type of like joke that we've forgotten. Okay, so this
Maybe.
question
I
from
don't.
Gray Sock. I got a question for Chelsea. If you and Fusion made another episode of Lockvasion, which characters from OI would you put in your part of the
Ooh.
episode?
Okay. So I think it'd be cool to have, because I mean, obviously I voiced Popsicle, so I don't know if that would be a great option, but I do think it would be interesting to have like a character that I voice in it. Um, like my basically like my invasion character. It would be interesting to have her involved somehow with my show. It'd be kind of cool. But I do think if I ever brought it back, my favorites are. I basically chose a lot of my favorites for the original. Like of the 4 that I chose to be in it, I chose my 3 favorites essentially, and then also Window. I do not like Window that much, but the reason why I chose Window is that I thought it'd be funny for him to be like thrown around. So that's why he was chosen. Or no, actually, wait, Window's a girl, I think. So I listen. I'm not an expert on
Whoa.
invasion. I don't.
Come on
I
now.
genuinely forget. Um.
It's okay. I forget things too. From Remodified Dawn YT. Will Notebook ever get revived?
Yeah, I think so. Well, we'll see. We'll see if the characters remember that he exists. I
Okay.
think he'll come back for sure. It's a shame he had to go,
Yeah.
but
Poor Notebook. Man.
how many of you are Notebook fans in chat? Say we miss Notebook if you miss Notebook.
Next question. If Banana didn't have a crush on Acorn, who would he have a crush on?
Oof. What is Banana's like type? I don't know. I guess Acorn's like kind of smart. Um, hmm. I mean, okay, I'd probably like. I don't think that like Banana would actually be into Grassy, but I could see like because they were in Olo, they kind of became friends. So I feel like there's a possibility that Banana, like in an alternate universe, would where Grassy was a bit nicer and less of a jerk, that he could like Grassy. I don't know. I could see that being possible. I don't know who
From
else.
an from Inanimate Island official, when is Olo coming back?
Um, that's a very good question. Okay. I mean, I'm so focused on episode like season 1 right now that I do not know. So I think whenever I guess the answer is
That's
whenever I
fair.
get tired of making old, I'll go back to Olo. Because like the old 4 like old 5 is halfway finished. So if I ever went back to work on it, I would just finish that episode. It's just like
Yeah.
it's just been a while, and I really like the sort of more comedic tone of season 1, and it's always felt like to me that more of my fans preferred season 1. Like even when I was making Olo, everyone was like,
Hmm.
"Where's Object Lockdown? Where's Object Lockdown?" And I think that
That's true. That's
Object
true.
Lockdown has aged kind of better. Like it's just a funnier show that people. Well, oh wait, there's some donations here.
Oh, that is
Rainbow
so nice of you guys.
Parallelogram donated $2. Thank you so much. What is PayPal's lore? Well, you'll have to wait and see. I can't reveal all my secrets.
That's true.
Cheesy Mayo, not nice to see you again, dude. I just saw you at the tour.
Hi, Cheesy Mayo.
Donated $5. Can you start the show over from the beginning? There was a bee on the screen during OLD15 and it scared me. Sorry, man.
Yeah.
I think, I think I've already made too many episodes.
Hmm. Let me continue reading some of the questions. From Cami Doodles 271, how do y'all animate? We use Adobe Animate. Um,
Yes.
it was previously known as Adobe Flash, and before that, it was known as Macromedia Flash. And do you want to talk about your process a little bit, Chelsea?
Yeah, I mean, I think like compared to some of the other animators I know, I think I animate quite a bit simpler.
Hmm.
But I guess like
Yeah,
my process is like I make all the storyboards for my episodes. Like every single storyboard for Old is done by me. So I'm a very visual like okay, so a fun fact about me is that I cannot see images in my head. Which is
that's
really
true.
sad,
There's a
but I
name for
never really
that.
think about it.
Let me see. I'm trying to
But I mean,
remember the
I always make
name
the
of that.
storyboards, and the storyboards make sure that everything that is in the scene that's needed is remembered and is there. So that's the first step, and then I feel like after that, if there's a custom asset that I need, differently, like I kind of work differently than most shows, since my it's assets, but it's very easy for me to implement hand drawn new mouths and everything into the style. So if there's something that I'm missing, I will go in after like while I'm animating, which I'll probably will do in the stream. If it's a specific expression that I need that isn't there, I will draw it by hand, which is probably very different from most asset things, you know. Um,
So
but yeah.
Chelsea,
Hmm?
the condition that describes not being able to see images in your head, like I know we talked about it before, is aphantasia.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
is the name.
That's so interesting.
Um, it is. It's something I don't really ever think about besides like because I didn't even know that people could see in their head. Like I just didn't know
Yeah.
for the
Yeah,
longest time.
because I have astigmatism. So sometimes like at nighttime, lights, like the lights on cars or like a lamp post or something, they will look like stars. And I always thought that was normal, but it's not.
Oh,
So that's like funny.
I also have that. So
Okay. Oh well, yeah, there you go. So you know exactly what I'm talking about.
I have both
Um,
struggles.
okay, this is from Next Boy Gaming. Why did Banana have a sudden personality change?
I mean, I think he's the sort of character. Like, okay, I do think that whenever anyone goes back to a project that they worked on so many years ago, some things are going to change no matter what. And I think Banana is an example of that because I think he's still silly. Like, I don't think his personality change was super like different. I just think he's a little less like what's the word? Um I think he's a little smarter than he used to be, but I do think that that's something that he learned in the competition. I don't think that I do think that he feels like the same character to me, if that makes any sense.
Yeah,
Um, does that make sense? Because I do think there are
I
some
feel like it
characters. I do
does.
think like yeah, one character that I did just because like again like when I don't work on something for so long and then I go back to it, there's obviously some things you're gonna forget. I do think one mistake that I did make during this revival is that I think Acorn's personality kind of devolved and he became less of himself. Because Acorn used to be kind of not like rude, but he was very, very like uppity and what's the like I don't know exactly what I mean. Um but he kind of had a different air around him where he kind of felt like he was better than others, not in like a um like bad, like not in like a negative way, like he isn't like mean, but he genuinely just is or was like smarter, and he just had that sort of different personality with it. And I do think in this episode I tried to make him more like how he actually is in the rest of the show, which hopefully isn't
Yeah.
too big of a change. I don't think it is, but I just wanted him to be more like himself again.
Yeah, that makes
I
sense.
do think I do think for that reason I think like Acorn is someone that I think has had more personality change than Banana
Yeah.
to me.
Yeah, I agree. This is from Silver is a cool Sonic character. What is the process for making plushies of your show?
Um, so we obviously I work with objectshow.com. The process kind of dialed down to the most simplistic aspects is that we start with a blueprint. Let me actually see if I can find a blueprint I can pull up to give you more of a oh, okay, I forgot I didn't make the blueprint in Animate. That's interesting. I forgot I made it in Illustrator.
Illustrator? Ah,
Yeah.
okay.
But yeah, let me just paste it in the file here so everyone can see it. Let me save as well. Let me see how this turn looks actually at first. I feel like turns are always something I used to have issues with, but I've been doing way more squash and stretch with my animations in this episode. I think my animation has gotten a lot better in this episode, which I hope you guys will all notice. But I don't know. Let me paste the paint palette blueprint in here just so you guys can see it. So yeah, we always start out with something like this, where you distinguish like the colors of the character, what it looks like from different angles. Obviously, like paint palette has the back of her looks different than the front, so obviously it won't be a complete copy of the front. But you kind of show the dimensions of the character from showing it from different angles, and the face has to be sent separately so that way they can paste it on separately, things like that. So like and then after that, we send it off to the factory that works with objectshow.com, and they come back with a sample. So let me see if we can find the first sample. Hopefully this will be interesting to you guys. Let's see. So you can see how what they initially. Okay, where is the first sample? Yeah, so they start out by making the shape. So like they made the shape of paint palette and the with the arms and legs and everything, and they do all the other stuff later on. So they got like the shape pretty accurate at the beginning. And then yeah, it looked like this to start. So they printed out what the design looked like on top of it, and they just had the right like white color for the body and everything like that. And then after that, I had to approve the shape, and then they started with the embroidery. And obviously, like at first, things might not look exactly how you want. So then you give them revisions. So like this was the initial prototype they made. As you can see, like the ring around her face was way too dark. I wanted the colors to be embroidered, like the outlines of the colors to be there, and they weren't there. But overall, it was a pretty good start. Like the shape is right, the
Yeah.
colors looked right. There just were some changes that needed to happen.
Yeah.
So like, well, I guess like once you submit the blueprint, it's pretty hands off. It's up to you to advertise it however you want. But like,
True. Yeah.
yeah, like you go in and you tell them what you want changed, what looks right, what doesn't. The main issue with Drago right now, which is I think it looks pretty nice at the moment, but the one
Hmm.
thing I still need them to fix are the spikes on his back because they do not
Mm.
look exactly like the show.
Yeah.
They look a bit like because in show his spikes are pretty uniformly shaped, but in the prototype they sent me today this morning, they looked a bit too like they're too distinct in shape. Like some of them were thinner than the other ones. So I'm just waiting on
Mm.
that to be fixed, and then the plushie will be basically ready to start mass production. And yeah,
Yeah.
so I mean, I think
Something I'll also add is that when you are creating a blueprint before you send it off to the manufacturers, it's really good to be specific, especially if
yeah,
yeah, especially if there are details about the character that you want to like make sure are like present in the final product.
yeah. So paint palette, that was like the embroidery on all of the um on all the colors. I feel like that just made it look way more
Yeah.
premium.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely like higher quality. And like also like sometimes you don't even have to display everything visually. You can also like have some written notes for
Yeah,
the
exactly.
manufacturers so they will understand your vision even more than what the visuals will show. Um, all right, so let me look at the next question. Oh, I saw this. This isn't a question, but it was just funny. This is better than the World Cup, someone said.
Is what better than the World Cup?
This live stream.
Yeah, duh. I mean, the World Cup, like they only scored one goal, and this so many questions have been answered already. So like I don't
Yeah,
know what could be
yeah,
better. It's definitely
yeah.
this
We're
is more
making more
entertaining.
progress. Yeah, we're making even more progress.
Yeah, see, I'm already 3 seconds into the scene, and it's been
Good
26
job.
seconds. Although actually no, I need to pose these guys.
That rocks. Will Forky and Spoonie appear as a cameo or something in OLD15 because of the sneak
Yes,
peek?
yes.
Let's go.
Forky and Spoonie are in the episode, and maybe some other familiar faces, but that's all I'll say.
Someone asked me a question. It's from Inanimate Island Official again.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say
Do
inanimate
I
jar
have
stay.
plans? Inanimate Jar Stay. Do you have plans for a reboot of Object Madness? Right now, no, but I have definitely thought about it over the years. I think after Starlight, I would want to make a competition show, either a competition show again. So that would just be Object. I'll just call it Object Madness again. But whether it would be the same characters and a continuation, I don't know. But some variation of an Object Madness reboot, I have thought about. But right now, that's just like not my focus.
Yeah, I mean
Um,
Starlight is such a big thing, so like
yeah,
makes sense.
and you voice in it.
I do voice in it. I forgot,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
yes, I do.
Let's see.
Wait, this is still
Okay, so
going. Okay.
someone I don't know if this person is still here, but their name is Arizown. They just wanted to stop. They just wanted to stop by for a couple minutes, and they said, "I think what you both do is great work, and being in the community this long, I think is incredible dedication." And they said, "Good
Oh,
luck to
thank
both of us."
you.
That's really really
Aw,
nice.
that's so
Thank you so
nice. Thank
much.
you so much. I
Yes.
think there's another donation that I missed their question. So I'm gonna go up and see. Yeah, the Vault asked both of us, what is our favorite shows that came out since 2023? Oof.
Favorite shows that
I mean,
came out since 2023.
I really like Anti Up. I mean, Dan is in the chat, Danny Minifig, and I mean, obviously,
I
like,
see.
he's really cool. I really liked his first episode. I think there's so many fun characters in there. And if you haven't
Yeah,
seen it, you should definitely give it a watch.
I need to give it a watch myself. I just
Hey,
got to
dude.
put that out there and be honest. I love you,
Wait, what?
Dan. I haven't watched it.
What?
I've been really busy.
Boo!
I need to take
Everyone
time
say
to watch it.
boo in the chat. Boo!
Yeah, yeah, no. I hear you guys.
I haven't seen anyone say it yet.
Well, I'm sure it's gonna come. Someone asked, "Is Acorn gay?"
You have to wait and see. Acorn can be whatever you want him to be. I think until there is an answer revealed, you know, I think it's up to interpretation. I think that's beautiful.
What happened next to Skateboard when he was dead after Old 14?
What do you mean next to skateboard? Oh, next. Oh, after. Okay, well, you know what? That will be answered in this episode as well.
Awesome.
So you will get your answers.
Someone asked, "What will the challenge be for the
Hello?
episode?" If you can tell them.
Oh,
Hi,
hello, it's
Haley.
Haley, everyone. Say hi to
Hey.
Haley in the chat, guys.
Yes,
Haley has
hello.
made the
I need to
cut.
open the stream.
Welcome, welcome.
Yes.
Oh, Bottle Old donated $2.50, what is that, euros or pounds? And said, let me be Bottle's #1 fan. You know what? There you go. You are now Bottle's #1 fan. Like forever. You've cemented yourself as the #1 fan of all time. So
Yuri
I hope
Biscuit
you are
Bread
proud.
said they think Window is a trans man. What do you have to say about
Oh,
that?
wait, I think that is true. I think that is true.
Okay, I didn't know.
Yay.
That is cool. And we have 2 trans people here with us.
That's true. That's true.
Wow. So Brian, when are you going to come out?
When am I
As
going to
trans?
come out?
You can join us, dude.
Let's
Yeah.
see. I think I much prefer being an ally. You know what I mean? I'll just
Much
be like
prefer.
shouting you. Yeah, it's just because I can't say that I'm trans. I'm not trans. What will I like? I'd be speaking over trans voices, and I can't do that.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah. Um, how is Super Object Battle non-canon yet still mentioned, like at the end of episode 3?
So okay, I think like that's one of those things that's like kind of retcon in my mind because I think a big issue with older episodes of this season is that I reference my old shows so much that people just not like in this day and age like people are not going to watch all of it. So even though it's technically like not they're not canon, like they can still be involved. It's because that's one of those things that like um some aspects of it could be canon, but I think it's one of those things that I want to make it so you don't need to watch those seasons that are so
Mm,
dated in order to understand anything. So that's why I've kind of retconned that. But characters from Super Puppy Battle and everything like that will still appear. Um, but yeah,
ooh.
it's one of those like gray area things where like yeah, like Super Puppy Battle was mentioned, but it's one of those things that like it probably won't ever be brought up again. You know, even if characters from it show up, just because I want to keep it simple for new viewers.
Yeah, that totally makes sense. Um, Another question. This is from Kyle the Epic 8489. When you were a beginner animator, how did you improve your skills over time?
Ooh,
So Chelsea, you want to start with that?
honestly, like okay, I still think that compared to a lot of the animators I know, I think my style is very simple. And I think that there's definitely ways I can make my animation speed faster, but I'm just kind of stuck in my ways a little bit. I think it's like whenever I do a scene for BFDIA, people always can tell what scene is mine, which I don't even know. I don't know if it's good or bad.
It means your style is distinct, for one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but I
It's
think as long
nice
as it
to
doesn't
have
look
some.
bad, that's okay. But I do think just like I do think a major proponent is like practice makes perfect, and also analyzing other people's scenes is very important to improve because like there's been times where I've seen what other people do, especially like I think my animation style from old 14 to 15 has changed a lot because I've animated for a few episodes of BFDIA in between. I did some like revisions for episodes and stuff like that, and I think like I've looked at other people's scenes from BFDIA since I was working on it a lot, and I
yeah, it's
implemented a
so
lot more
inspiring.
squash and stretch in my animation, which is something that I didn't really do that much before, but I do
Yeah,
think it makes things look a lot more satisfying to watch. Which I hope
yeah,
that you
yeah,
guys will notice when this episode comes out. Um,
yeah. I think you've definitely improved. I think that's
Hmm.
actually what I like about like getting older and like just being an adult. Just we just get more experience with the things that we care about. And I think for me with animation, something that has helped me and improving my skills is thinking less about how, like specifically with object shows, I will think less about the way object shows are supposed to be animated and just think about like basic animation principles. And I think that will kind of help you develop your own style. You know what I mean? Like um,
Yeah, it
just
makes a lot of
thinking more
sense.
about like the animation. Yeah, thinking more about the animation
Wait, what
principles
just happened?
also just makes object show animation easier as well. Like you don't, like for instance, you don't always have to use like a tween to represent a movement that you're trying to go for. You know, sometimes you might like incorporate some frame by frame, or if you look at other cartoons outside of object shows, whether it's like from Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon, or like Disney, or like honestly like anything like indie that you look up to, uh watching animation, I think that has helped a lot. Like watching animated content.
Yeah,
Um,
no, that's very true.
yeah, no, it kind of like it just becomes a subconscious. It's like in your head a lot. Um, so yeah, Haley, do you have anything to say as an animator? When you were like starting off as an animator, like how did your skills improve over time?
Hold on, I'm gonna eat breakfast. Give me a second.
All right.
Okay.
Mm.
Um, that's fair. I guess we just move to a different question for now.
Yeah. Let me look. Someone said lamp is ugly. No.
No! Lamp is the furthest from ugly.
Okay, this is from Real Alice Cream Lol. Will hot sauce hate yarn?
That is also something that might be answered in OLD15. Okay, I do think there are a lot of unanswered questions, and I do think this next episode is something that there are a lot of little references to past episodes and things like that that I think longtime fans of my show will really like.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So I think I'm really excited for you guys to see this episode. Um,
Yeah, I'm really excited to see it too. From Multi Monthly, does Teapot explode? I wonder.
does Teapot explode? Oh, I thought you meant Teapot the show for a second. I don't know why I thought that. Does she explode in the episode or just like in general?
I wonder if they just mean like I kind of interpreted it as a
It's like getting
joke.
mad. Oh.
Oh, who knows? Oh, well, yeah, maybe they meant it like figuratively. Will Bottle get screen time, please?
Um,
Will we get Bottle screen
in this
time, please?
episode, kind of. My answer is kind of. I think she's on screen, but I don't know if I'd consider it screen time. So, um, that is my answer there.
Can Gracie and Barry get a divorce next episode?
A divorce. Okay, I will say every story that I come up with will have a natural conclusion or like an evolution to it. I do think in episodes 13 and 14 is like the beginning of their story, and at some point there will be an end to their story. But whether that's a happy ending or a sad ending is still yet to be revealed.
How
But
long
it
does it
will
take
it
to animate?
and like
Oh yeah, didn't mean to cut you off, but if you want to get to that question after you finish your
no,
sentence.
it's okay. Well, I think I answered that other question.
Okay.
How long does it take to animate? I think for me, usually like for my show, I can get about depending. It really depends on the scene. If it's an actiony scene, it takes me a lot longer. But on average, I think for my own show, I can probably get around 7 to 8 seconds done in an hour. But for BFDIA or something, it probably takes me like closer to maybe like 4 to 5 seconds per hour.
Hmm. I
I
think
do
for
think
me it's about like, yeah, 3 seconds for me.
an hour.
I'd say about like 3 seconds an hour. It also just depends on the style of animation. Teapot takes longer. I don't. I wish I mean I want to draw more. So I think that's also part of like why Teapot takes longer, despite the style I think originally was supposed to be simpler, kind of like when BFB started. But over time the style has become more refined and there's we have guidelines and certain ways to draw the characters too. So I think Teapot now takes longer than asset animation. So
For
I'd
most
say like
people, I think.
maybe 3.
I know for
Yeah, yeah.
for some people like Yellow and Giru, I know that it takes him way longer to animate assets than the teapot style,
Yeah,
which is very
yeah,
interesting.
that is true. Yeah, it's different
Because
for
when I
different
when I
people.
animated for teapot, I was so slow. But
Yeah,
I haven't animated for teapot since 16. So
yeah. It also
I think
depends on like
I was just not efficient enough at it.
the
I
quality
don't.
of like the or the how complicated your animation is like really depends. It's like contextual, or it's like or I guess it's like situational. Like it depends on if it's an action scene, if there's a lot of characters. But if it's like two characters talking, yeah, I'd say like maybe around the 4 to 5 second mark, like Chelsea.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, 4 to 5 seconds an hour. Um, let me see.
I do think I don't know if you agree with this, Brian. I do think for my own show, I'm a lot quicker in my own show because I feel like I know exactly what everything should look like.
Hmm.
Whereas for like BFDI, I think I second guess myself more and try to make sure it is accurate to what they want. You know?
Yeah. Hmm. I think there's also like a pressure that comes with when you're animating something like BFDI. There's like sort of like a pressure that comes from not necessarily inside of the workplace, although like sometimes that's the case. We're surrounded by lots of like talented people, so I always want to make sure I'm like doing the best I can. So
Yeah.
it's like sometimes you'll have like a personal expectation for yourself because you are surrounded by all these people that you work with every day and collaborate with and look up to. And I think like sometimes like people in the community can be a bit nasty. They can be a bit mean. So I think that also creates some pressure. But
Mm.
the fans at the end of the day, you know, we wouldn't be here without them, you know? So I
Yeah. No.
think
I think that um I really really appreciate all my fans, and I think if my fans didn't exist, the show wouldn't be possible. So
mhm,
I really thank you all for just inspiring me to keep going for all these years.
yeah.
And I think
Absolutely. Yeah.
the passion that I always saw for season one for Object Lockdown is like part of why I brought it back in the first place.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I want to add on to, what we were saying earlier.
Yeah.
Um I think that I think our fans I feel like sometimes I forget like the impact that we like have on our fans. And so
Mhm.
when someone sometimes like fans will like bring things up about me or like, something that I participated in or animated long time ago and I won't even remember. And it's like, it makes the connections to our fans feel even like more personal. It's like,
Yeah.
they like know you to a degree and
That makes
you
sense.
know like even though like sometimes like people in the community can be a bit mean about people's art or um their animation, there's also so many like like an overwhelming amount of people who are supportive and uplift you, and it really encourages me to keep going.
Yeah.
um
Very true.
yeah. And I think let me look
Hello.
for the next question.
Welcome
Hey, welcome
back.
back.
Thank you. Hello, guys. It was the animation question you were asking, Brian?
Yes. So the animation question was, when you were starting as a beginning animator, how do you feel like you've improved over time?
That's actually
What
a
has
really good
helped you
question.
improved, would
I
you
feel
say?
like looking at other people's animations, like professionals and stuff, have helped me
Yeah,
improved a
yeah,
lot. Yeah.
yeah. That's kind of like what me and Chelsea said in like our own different ways.
Yeah, like
Um,
I remember
Hmm.
like there was one time I was trying to get better at BFDIA animation, and I just studied like TT Guy's animation. So like
That is
I
what
went
I
into
did
his scenes,
exactly.
and he is like the absolute goat at animation. He is like
Right?
amazing.
so
Um,
inspiring.
yeah,
Yeah. I love TT Guy. Um, uh, we've been friends with him for like so long.
Hmm.
And,
yeah,
he's genuinely, he's just like, outside of just like being like really talented, is very one of the nicest people I know, one of
that's
the
true. He's
most
always a
gracious people
sweetheart.
I know. Yeah. Also really funny. I can always
Hmm.
expect to get a laugh, but
Yeah. And I think
animation,
that's part of why
I can
I
always,
think it's why BFDI part of why BFDIA is so good, even if a different person is behind it, is because
Yeah.
it's like such a big talent who is so funny behind the scenes that I don't think ever gets enough
yeah,
credit for what he does.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, I haven't talked to him that much, but the times I met him, he was so nice and he's fun to be around.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
glad I met him and everyone else too.
Haley, would you like to help me answer some questions?
I will
We
try.
have a lot to like catch up on.
Yeah. What questions?
Um, Here, I will send you. I'll send you this link. It's a pop out link, so you can like see the questions in like one window.
Thank you.
Yes.
I think I want to make him look
I
like
don't know
he's
if that
like
works. Does
listening
that
in.
work?
No, but I can just put it in my thing, my Google.
Okay.
Okay, there we go.
All right.
Yeah,
Cool.
I
Cool.
see it.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
So
Brian,
yeah,
does this look like Acorn's like listening in on what Banana's saying?
I think hmm, I think maybe a different hand would I think a different hand
Like
would make that more clear.
what kind of a
Hmm.
hand? Like this?
I'd say, yeah, I think something like that. Um, Hold on. Let me expand your screen a little bit. I think like when the okay, yeah. I think like if you it's just like I think you're using the right hand. I just think it's like the position of the hand. So if
Yeah.
something you want to do is if you want to go back to the movement, yeah, so if you like want to go inside of that symbol, I
Mm-hmm.
know it's like frame picker, but if you like want to
That's
go
fine.
inside that symbol, yeah. Um and then just like duplicate that arm, just like you can hold
Yeah, I
down.
got
Yeah,
it.
there we go. Yeah,
This?
exactly. And then like you can like duplicate it and then like move it around. So like I would just
Oh,
like rotate and rotate the oh no, like you were doing a good you were doing good by separating the hand from the arm,
oh yeah, I'll
so
just do
you
that.
can like yeah, you can like put a keyframe underneath that one. Yeah.
Oh, oops. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll try
And
my best
then
to answer questions that way. Uh-huh.
all right,
So
cool,
like
cool.
kind of like this.
Yeah, yeah, that makes it much clearer. And yeah, and then you can just play around with it. Yeah.
Cool. Oh my god, I'm getting
Mm.
ads on my own live stream. This is terrible.
Okay, someone asked me a question. I have a question for Brebby. What's the progress on Starlight so far? Okay, so I think with Starlight, I answered a little bit about this earlier, but right now I'm currently in a revising and writing stage, and that's been something, an aspect of the production that I've been caught up on for years. So as soon as I get that out of the way, which I plan to soon, I want to then go back to finishing up animation that we've already started, because like there's so many other aspects outside of writing that we've completed, like audio, um, and we've done some animation, tons of backgrounds as well. So there's a substantial amount of, or a decent amount of progress, I'd say, in each aspect that has already been done. Songs, um, audio, animation, visuals, but some things are getting upgraded too. So I'm really excited I'm really excited to see everything come to fruition. So I hope that answers your
Nice.
question. From Inanimate Island Official, if you could make any ship canon that isn't already at least semi-canon, which would you do?
In what, in my show or in what show? Well, if
I
if
wonder
I had to
if they
make any
mean.
ship canon in anything, I would make Match and Pencil canon.
That's true. That is so true. Oh
Oh,
my god.
But you know, of my
that's so
show, I can make
cute.
whatever ship I want canon. So
That's
I'm just
true.
gonna keep. I will keep doing what I want to do with my own show. But if ships were a thing that like BFDI did, you know, then I do think Match and Pencil should, you know, be canon. If I was in
I
the writers'
agree.
room, no, I'm kidding. I think it's like I don't think it's I don't know if it's something that BFDI will touch on at any point, like a ship being in the show.
I
But I don't
agree.
know.
My favorite is Tennis Ball and Nickel. That's a good ship.
Aw, they're so cute.
I know, right?
They're so cute. Someone asked me if I'm dating Braden Whiteside. We used to date. We're best friends though. We're best friends. Mm. And someone asked, will Eminem ever rap again?
Oh yes, in this episode. Well, okay. Well, he rapped in episode 12 already, right? Yeah. So
Yeah, you
I
told
guess like
me.
not an actual like song, but he will go back to his ways, you know, a little bit in this episode in an interesting way that I don't think has ever been utilized before.
D3RB5 asked, please say paper sucks in your paint palette voice.
Paper sucks.
Someone said watching your process is so satisfying. Like they love to squatch and stretch so much.
Oh, thank you. Yay.
I really
Ooh,
liked your 24 scene. Was it 20? No, it was like 23. Where the fire was like screaming. I love that. So cute.
Thank
it's
you.
good.
That is like I think my only scene that I've seen like get big on like Twitter. So I think that means I did something right because I saw people posting about it and being like, "Fiery is like, um, I don't know." People say we're like Fiery like acts like a baby or something, and then it's like a
Like a cat, yeah.
like a, like a cat. I thought that was so
You
funny.
know what we call that? We call it an aura scene. Or well, I got that
I
from
don't know if I've ever
Zacharoni.
done an aura scene, bro.
Zacharoni would consider it an aura scene.
I miss Zach.
Uh,
He's funny.
Next question.
all right.
Will recommended characters have a
Another
chance
guest
to?
is joining the stream.
Yes, we
Yay.
have Indigo.
Well, at some point.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Okay. Hello.
Hi.
Hi, Indigo.
Welcome.
Hello.
Welcome to the stream. We
Hello.
are
Thank
just
you.
like answering questions. Chelsea's animating, and yeah, just been reading them out. So welcome. I hope you're doing well today.
Thank you. I'm doing pretty good. Does my mic sound okay?
Yeah,
Yes.
no, you sound perfect.
Okay, cool.
There's a question for Wagolo. What version of anime do you use?
I usually use 2019, and that's what I'm using right now. But whenever I'm making merch, I always make sure to use the newest version because that's the only version that you can like export stuff into Illustrator from. It's a fun fact.
You know, you can actually. Ooh, can you not export SVGs into you can do that with 2019.
I think it's like more difficult. Oh,
Okay,
I'm
okay.
talking about 2018. You can't.
2018. Okay, I see. I see. Okay, so another question from Animation Guy Studio 77. For Wagolo, is there a thought of remaking some of the earlier episodes of Old?
I think okay. I maybe. I mean, the thing is like it's such like it's a big use of resources that I could use to make new episodes. So it's like maybe at some point when if I blow up a bit bigger and I get more of a fan base and more people want it and are like if I have the resources to, I probably would. But it's not something I'm thinking about at this point in time. Like I think it's just too much
Yeah.
of a resource waste when I'm still like, I mean, because I have like almost 80K subscribers, but making
That's
YouTube is not like my
amazing.
full-time job. Like it's not like what I do for a living, you know.
Yeah,
So it's still just like a hobby to me. So
80K is insane.
thanks, dude. So at
Yeah, you should be
some
proud.
point I'll get that silver play button.
You will.
Let's
Oh
yeah,
my
let's see if I can
god.
set a goal.
Oh yeah.
We believe in you.
20,000 is like that's like not it's like not far out of reach.
Yeah. Oh yeah, someone's saying Next Boy Gaming. Yeah, I use 2019 because it's just what I'm used to. The newer versions, the UI takes up so much of the screen, and I like having a
Hmm.
more easier to like grasp user interface where I can just like scale it easier.
Yeah, that makes
If
sense.
that makes any
Um,
sense.
question
It
from
does.
Slice of Orange Velvet Cake. Will recommended characters have a chance to debut in old? Or like maybe not debut, but like make an appearance.
Maybe someday. I think because I did a lot of recommended characters in season 2, but they did take up a good chunk of my time. I do think there is a chance I do it again. But it's just like when is the question. I think it just I would do it. I just don't know when.
And from
Whether or not they'd be
Boodle,
able to debut, I think if I made them more a regular thing, then it'd be more possible. But I'm not sure
uh-huh.
what direction I'm gonna go in with recommended characters yet, and when I'll
Okay.
bring them back.
Well, yeah, well, you can just like sit on the idea and think about it.
Yeah, I do think it's a very good idea. So I appreciate the suggestion.
From Boodle from Boodle G Animations, does Adobe crash a lot for you? They
No.
said, yeah, they
Um.
said me and my friends animate object shows, and sometimes we'll be mid animation and Adobe is like nope and crashes and doesn't recover the file.
Yeah, I
That
mean
does
it
happen.
happens. It does happen. I do think for me it happens way more often when I'm making okay, because like let me pull up something that I think will be very interesting for you guys to see. And okay, I think I wanted to get 14 seconds done in the stream, and I'm at 5, so it's been almost an hour. So I'm a
Ooh,
little bit of a slower pace than I would have liked, but I do also I want to make this interesting for you guys. So I'm gonna open
yeah.
up a cool file, which is a file that has crashed on me many times throughout the
Uh-oh.
months. Let me see if I can find it. But it's usually when I'm editing something about it or like, where is it? Where is this file? Or
Me
just any
personally, it's
version of
not
it?
so much that it like crashes a whole lot, but like it does freeze on me a whole lot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, yeah, it does freeze quite a bit.
Same here.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, actually, I think. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna turn off my screen shares to make sure this is the right file before I open it.
Okay.
Give me 1 sec, because I just want to make sure I'm not revealing some like secret information.
Top secret.
Oh wait, oops. I meant to make you a mod, not pin the message. Congratulations, Whoopto, you are now a mod. Okay,
Hooray.
I'm waiting for this file to open.
Oh,
Sorry
are
for the
they in
darkness.
chat?
Sorry for the darkness. I'm showing you something cool. Trust me, it's gonna be something
Okay.
cool. I just need to make sure that it is what I'm trying to find, the right file. And yeah, this file does take forever to open, so that's why. I'll answer some questions while I wait. I'll do some speed around answering questions. Oh, okay, I found it. Okay, this file is what has crashed my animate for forever.
Oh
This
my
this
goodness.
challenge
Oh
card
yeah.
file with all these effects. I think there's like there's 5,000 items in the library of
Oh my.
this file. So like things like
Yeah.
this, like this will just crash on you. But yeah, these are the challenge cards for the card game, and I mean the art for this, just to give like a bit of a background. Many different people helped with the challenge. This was done by you. This was done by Bribey. This one here, the six-legged
That's
race.
true.
The 4 that I did entirely on my own were the Goiki Canal, the bridge crossing, this one, the red ball, and the staring contest. But I like edited things about basically all of them. And this overlay and the icons and everything up here was all me. So even if like all the art wasn't me, I think that like that's what happens when you like manage something like it just like you kind of get your fingerprints on everything that's made for it. But yeah, I think something I'm gonna go back to animating in a second. But another interesting thing is we've gotten many prototypes of the game over the past few months, and some things I noticed, there's some characters that I changed their colors for this file because they in the prints they didn't look super accurate, especially Fiery. So like in the first prints, Fiery just turned out very, very washed out. So I made him a lot more of a saturated orange in this file to ensure that it looked better when it was printed. I think it's a very, very small things like that are some things that I changed about this to make sure that it all looked right when it was finished. But yeah,
Nice, nice.
there's some interesting insight of stuff that crashes. But yeah, my like when I animate usually doesn't crash because I think my style is so optimized. It's like very, very simple and like I don't have a ton of stuff in the library. I feel like
That's
usually when there's a ton
true.
of stuff in the library or a ton of effects, that's when it crashes for me.
What is your
So
least favorite episode of Old and Olo?
okay, I think episode 3 has its moments, but there's a lot of like inside jokes in it that I don't think everyone understands. And I also don't like episode 6 that much. Of the new ones, I think episode 10 is my least favorite. Not because of like how it's written or anything. I think it's a lot of funny jokes in it, but I don't think a lot of them are executed very well in the animation, which is probably
Mm.
part of my fault with the storyboarding a little bit. I didn't make it clear enough what I wanted in some of the scenes. So I think it's part of why like storyboarding is so important.
Yeah, no, storyboarding is very important. I think it just allows you to have everything planned and established. So you're just
Yeah.
doing less guesswork when it comes to the animation process, which also makes animation faster.
Yeah.
I want to learn how to storyboard. It
It's
always
fun. I mean,
seemed
it's
fun
basically
to
it's
me.
like it's mainly just like drawing, you know. It's not like too crazy, especially my storyboards. Like let me pull up a storyboard that I did for an episode. Oh my, I just don't want to animate, do I? I'm just like distracting myself. But I just want to make it interesting for the people watching, you know.
That's real.
Yeah, 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 that makes sense.
Yeah. While I pull something up, I guess you can throw in more questions. Let me find a board for a previous episode. What's a good one? This is a good example of one that I did interesting things in it and they were shown in the episode. This is the scene. This is the rejoin reveal scene. So there's some things like this shot where it's dark and sun's on the 19th podium that are in the episode. But yeah, every single storyboard I do digitally with like my drawing tablet and all the text is digital. And I just kind of like they're not like super complicated doodles, but like as long as you can tell which character is which and kind of what's going on, that's really all you need. I feel like.
Yeah, I agree.
You
I
technically don't
agree.
need to be an amazing artist for storyboarding, because like, have you
Yeah.
seen Ryan Johnson's storyboards for Knives Out?
No. Are
No, I
they bad?
haven't.
Uh, they're beautiful. Hang on. Let me pull it up real quick.
That's so funny.
Here it is. It's one for this shot.
Oh wow. It's very just like very limited drawings.
But hey, as long as you get the idea across.
Gets the point across. That's all you really need. Because it's not like it's going to be
So
the final
sick.
it's not like it's going to be the final product, you know. Also, if you have a lot on your plate, you know, like bare bones drawings is sometimes that's like, you know, sometimes that's the approach that you got to take.
Yeah.
Someone asked, just a guy, will you continue the reaction and review series?
Oh, probably someday. I mean, I think once I get this episode out, I do want to be more active on the channel. So I do think I was always planning to take a bit of a hiatus from making videos after episode 14 because I like had a surgery and everything, so I was like out of commission. So I was always planning to like take a break, but I do think the break turned out to be way longer than I expected. And I think it's because I was already on a break, so I was like, I'm so relaxed. And I think that I was just
Yeah.
not making videos because of the break. Um, yeah. Oh, okay. Here's a question that someone asked that I saw a bunch of times. A John and Mom Cartoon 9202 ask, what scenes did I animate from BFDIA to 18 to 25? I should make a reel about that. I do
Mm-hmm.
want to make an all BFDIA scenes video. I just need to wait until I'm back in LA because I don't think I have all the files on my laptop. I think some of them are on my desktop PC, which I don't use as much anymore.
Okay.
But
When you
yeah,
go back to
I do
LA?
in a week. I'm gonna get back there right
Oh, okay.
before the tour.
Nice.
I
Yeah, you
on the
arrive in LA the day after I do.
Yeah.
I leave for LA on the 31st actually.
Oh, nice.
Me
Okay, I
too.
remember you were thinking about. Okay, I remember
Yeah,
like
we
you
have
were
our
on the fence
tickets
for a
booked.
bit, but like now okay, yeah, now you're locked in.
Yeah, I'm locked in, and I also
That's
be going
amazing.
to Chicago, so I'll be able to go to
Cool.
2 this year.
I won't be going to Chicago, but I look forward to seeing you in LA.
Yeah, definitely.
Another question from Compromised Accounted. How come Eminem's hat changed? Did his old one run away from the show?
Okay, that was something that I did because it was the anniversary episode. Basically, like my original plan for OLD15 was to get it out on October 14th, which would have been the 10-year anniversary of the show, which would have been really cool. That's one of those things that like his hat is reminiscent of the one that he had in episodes 1 and 2, and that's why I changed it. But obviously, I mean that didn't come out exactly when I wanted it to, which is a shame, but that's just what happens sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah. Not much you can do.
Yeah, it
From
just turned
Yuri
out to be way
Biscuit
more
Bread,
complicated than
could we
what.
perhaps just maybe get a not known fact about yarn?
A not known fact. Okay, here's a not known fact that maybe people know. There's been a few episodes that I forgot to pitch up her lines. So if she sounds different in some episodes than others, it's because I messed up and didn't uh pitch up her lines. So which
I,
the voice of Yarn has complained to me about in the past.
yeah, I was gonna say
On
I've got on to
occasion.
you about that. Tisk
Yeah,
tisk.
which I and now I will never do that again. So there we go.
Yeah, the audio process is just as important as everything else.
You're very right. Oh, I wonder if I should do
If
like a bounce.
WOAS4 comes out, then do we know what that is?
I don't know.
Okay, so this is from bigscreen.123. Where did you first get the idea for Object Lockdown?
So, oof. It's okay. It's been so long that I honestly like. It's just like it's hard to remember. I've definitely answered this question a bunch of times before in like old videos. It's just like it's been so long that's hard to really remember. I remember I was in my middle school library when I was like, I want to make a new show that isn't Super Object Battle, and I was like, I think I came up with the name of the show before I made the mechanic of the lockdown. I was like, this would just be an awesome name, Lockdown. And then I just like made it after that. Like I worked backwards.
That's cool. And wait, how long
I
ago did
guess
you say this was?
this was 2015. Right? This was like I was in my last year of middle school, and I was like Super Object Battle was like it's like whatever. Like there wasn't like much of a distinguisher behind it from other object shows. So I wanted to make something
Yeah.
different. That's why I came up with like the lockdown thing and stuff like that. Like I wanted to be different, but it was
Hmm.
kind of confusing. I feel like.
That's crazy. I was also in my last year of middle school when I started Object Madness. So, and we were the same graduating class, right?
From high school, yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
That's crazy. It's crazy how time flies by. Okay, this is from Greg Ray Sock. Do y'all remember Shovember? Yes. If so,
Yes.
who's y'all's faves? Skin of a grape.
Who was my fave?
I also like Chatterbox.
Oh my god, Chatterbox. I love Chatterbox. I really
Yeah.
like. Oh my god, I forget. Oh, I mean, I just really like Popcorn as a host. I feel like Popcorn's such an awesome host. Um, I don't know who else I really, because the thing is like the characters change in every episode, so it's like hard to really like remember who's my favorite because they're always so different.
Yeah. Another question, what's the future of Object Lockdown?
The future? Okay, well I think oof. I think that I want to try experimenting with different formats of episodes. If that makes any sense. I do think, okay, so OLD15 and OLD16 are a two-parter. So there's one challenge with two different parts, and I think this will be explained. I probably have already revealed this. If it hasn't, this is new information. If I haven't, this is new information. But how it works is that there is a big new theme that was kind of hinted at in OLD14 that kind of changes this universe a little bit. There's a new like. Okay, I don't want to spoil it. So like the background in this scene right now is not the actual background that's going to be in the actual scene. Like there is a big kind of like a location change in the episode where they're in a different place and different things are going on. And yeah, there's a lot that I don't want to reveal. So like the part that I'm animating right now is the only part of either of my scenes that are left that does not spoil this massive thing that's in these two episodes. But yeah, it is a two-parter. The team that wins the first part of the challenge and the team that wins this the team. Okay, hold on. Both parts of the challenge will have a loser, and both losing teams will be up for elimination in OLD16. So yeah, one team will lose OLD15, one team will lose OLD16. They could be the same team. The same team could lose twice. And yeah, it's gonna be either two teams up or it's gonna be a double elimination at the end of OLD16. So there's gonna be no voting in OLD15.
Dang. That's exciting though.
Yeah. So it's very different, but I do think in general, like in terms of like the scope, it's a different episode, but the format is very similar. I do think it is like it's a pretty actiony challenge, especially part 2, especially episode 16. It's an actiony challenge, but it has a different theme that I've never done before. And then other episodes I want to make more episodes kind of like OLD13 that had a different format than just like challenge, elimination, blah 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 blah. I want to make like kind of more interesting stories for each episode, like different form. Like, I just want to switch things up more often because there's been so many episodes now. Like yeah, this is the 15th episode. So like these two I think are a two-parter, very basic object show challenge, but like a very I think an epic challenge, especially episode 16. Episode 16 is basically just only the challenge. Like there's no because the elimination's in 15. So like there's some setup in 15, there's some scenes, and then there's a challenge. But 16 is just a giant challenge, and I think it is definitely the best challenge I ever made for an episode. I think it's very cool. But yeah, that is
yeah.
a reveal. But yeah, future episodes I want to have like different formats, different things like how I kind of did like the King of Hearts thing. Maybe episodes focusing on specific characters over others, like more centered around specific characters than just the entire cast for a few episodes. I don't know. That's some of the things that I'm thinking about.
I like that.
Yeah, thank you. I'm glad all of you seem excited in the chat.
Yeah, no, it's an exciting thing. Okay, so I've been seeing this a few times from someone. They said it's not a question, but they said knowing that there could be an Object Menace reboot makes them happy because they remember being obsessed with it some years ago despite it being canceled. And that, I really appreciate that. It warms my heart to hear.
I really liked
Object
Pencil
Menace
being in the
a
intro.
lot of people. This ongoing gag, it's been going on for so many years. You know what? Fine. I'll admit it. Chelsea managed to get her hands on the FLA and just did whatever she wanted to it. She did whatever she wanted to the intro, and pencil's in it. So I hope you're happy, Chelsea. Congratulations.
I know.
Let me see. Okay, someone said that their favorite character in Object Lockdown is Circle, and it's because he has a
I like
top
Circle
hat.
a lot.
Yeah, Circle's fun. Circle's fun.
I do want to make Circle a plushie at some point. He's one of the characters that I definitely want to do. I'm not sure when. I don't even think he's gonna be. I don't think he's gonna be third in line. Anymore. Originally, I did want to make him after Drago or like with Drago, but I do think there's other characters I want to get to first, and I have reasons for why. And that's all I'll say.
Oh, okay.
I think the current trajectory is Drago will be released around the holiday season, probably before Thanksgiving, so around like the holidays, so you can like ask for it for Christmas, I guess if you want, or like whatever you celebrate. That'll be cool.
Yeah,
And then I think I want to do 2 plushies in the beginning months of next year. Once I get episodes released more quickly again after this
nice.
break that I was on.
That's so exciting.
Thanks, dude.
There's another question. Oh, whoa. Okay, I actually lost it. Like, I just got like my page
You
updated.
lost it.
There's so many like new questions now. But here, let me find it again.
Nyla is a good casting. You're right, Whoop too.
Wait, what? Oh yeah.
Oh.
No, I love Nyla's Circle.
Yeah, I was
I
gonna
love his
say.
voice for him.
Yeah, no, I love Circle because of Nao's voice. Any plans to expand on Yarn's character outside of Hot Sauce?
Yeah. I do think I understand. I think one of the biggest criticisms of episode 14 is that Yarn became kind of obsessed with hot sauce in a way that it hasn't really been explored before. But there is a reason to it, and it was not to destroy her character, and there will be a resolution to it, is what I will say. Like there is a reason why I did it, and there's a story that I want to tell.
Yeah.
And it's not like she's not gonna act like that forever. It's
Yeah.
part of a story that I have planned. So
Yeah, she's currently.
I hope you're ready for
her
the journey.
obsessed era.
Obsessed era.
How would you describe her era right now?
I guess the obsessed era. Okay, I think it's interesting though, because this is the first stream I've done since, because the last stream I did, the only episode since I brought the show back that came out was episode 9. So it's very interesting. It's cool like answering questions about the rest of it now, because like I'm so
Yeah.
sorry I haven't done a stream in that long. Like it's been way too long. I want
Yeah.
to do more streams again. So we'll see. I'm gonna make it happen.
Yeah, the more streams, the better.
I agree.
Next question that we have: will Soapy appear in Old?
Probably someday.
And then
Yeah.
Okay, so here's a question from Callie Cool Swag. What are your biggest inspirations for Old outside of Object Show stuff?
Well, okay. Well, episode 13 was very heavily inspired by Netflix dating shows, which I've always found very, very funny.
Yes. Yeah.
So that was a big inspiration. I think Object Invasion was my inspiration for bringing the show back in the first place. Well, I guess that's an object show.
That's true. That's true.
But basically what happened and why I brought the show back, or part of why, is because I moved to LA and I kind of live with the creator of Object Invasion and some other people. And I saw him bringing Object Invasion back, and I was like, you are a genius. And I kind of just copied him and brought my show back. Which, that's kind of the Object Show way. Everyone kind of takes inspiration from everyone. I mean, thankfully, like, we've worked together this whole time. It's not like I'm like trying to take his thunder or anything. It's like we've collaborated on it, and I just think that I think the biggest inspiration for Object Lockdown has just been Object Invasion. So yeah.
Yeah. That rocks. Next question. Someone said, stupid question. Why is Circle so cute?
He is very cute. I agree. I don't know. I think I don't know.
Bro is
I think
cute.
I did a good job.
Someone's asking if you have a Discord server, Chelsea.
I do. Should I link it in the server? Okay, I do need
Yes.
there have been raids of the server by like AI bots or something. But
Oh no.
let me send the link. And we'll get some new blood in the server.
Yay.
That will be nice, I think. Let me send this in the chat.
Yay, blood.
Yay blood. No. Not yay blood. Absolutely not.
Why not?
It's not the greatest thing.
Okay, this is a good question. What got you into object shows?
So there's another question from a donator that I missed, and I hope that he's still here. But what got me into object shows was I went to I'm gonna say summer camp, but it wasn't actually a summer camp. It also wasn't like a summer class. But like my school district had this system where you could during the summer go like do like some artsy things or like sciencey things with other people in the area. So like I went to a movie making um class over the summer. And this was like I was in 5th grade or 6th grade. And I met someone there who showed me BFDI. And that was that.
I actually didn't know this story.
Yeah.
Or I
So
think
someone,
you
his name was
mentioned it.
Brandon.
It's
His
been a
name was
while.
Brandon. And while we were like making the movies, or like when he first got there, he was just putting a bunch of BFDI characters in his like paint.net file. Like he had paint.net open or GIMP or something, or one of those like art programs that everyone used as a kid. And he was just taking poses, I guess, from like the wiki and putting them all in his like um what am I call like in the art file. He was like moving them around. I was like, what show is this? I was like, this looks interesting. And then he told me, and then I remember I kept forgetting the name of it because it is like kind of a long name, Battle for Dream Island. I kept forgetting it, and on the last day I was there, I remembered it, and I watched it that night, and I was like, this might be the greatest thing ever, and that's what got me into it. So there's the
And
story.
what year was this?
This was 2012.
Wow.
Yeah,
That is so long ago.
I know I'm old.
I was introduced to BFDI through a Sparta remix I found on my recommended. I was like, what is this show?
Oh, that's cool. Do you remember what the Sparta remix was of?
I think it was the bit where Fire was like, I love rewards.
Oh,
Which
okay.
I'm generally kind of surprised I still remember.
Yeah, I mean, it's like this community has really impacted our lives in, so many different ways. You know, like it makes sense that you remember something like that.
I like
For
Yeah.
me,
actually remember like
uh,
the day that BFDIA 1 came out.
Oh my
oh my
god.
God, wait, really?
Yeah.
What was your first impression of it?
I don't remember that part.
That's fair. I mean, it was so long ago.
I remember the first episode. I started watching the show the same day BFDIA 2 came out. So the first one I remember coming out was BFDIA 3.
I think for me, what got me into object shows, it was actually my little brother. Um, we used to share a room growing up, and I was familiar with like Kevin MacLeod music. And my brother had an iPad at the time, and he was watching BFDI episodes, and I would hear the Kevin MacLeod music. It made me curious, so I asked him about it, and I
Sorry.
started watching BFDI. And this was back in I it's either like 12 or 13. Yeah, this was like I was I was around like 12 or 13. This was in the later half of 2013. Um, and then I think 2014 is when I really, it didn't take me long. It didn't take me long to like try to start making object shows and, you know, learning more about how BFDI was made. And I learned about like inanimate insanity. And, you know, the rest is history, honestly. Here we are.
That's very, very cool. All right, I'm gonna answer the few donation questions that I missed. So Tradgore
Okay.
asked, "Am I ever gonna bring back Camp Live for one last season?" And yes, I think my plan is so. Camp Live has been my Discord camp for people that don't know that I started hosting in 2018, and it's been on break for like at least a year now, over a year.
We
And I
love
think
Camp
my
Live.
plan is I'm gonna bring it back starting on the anniversary of when I first made it, which is August 18th. I think I'm gonna bring the signups for the next one. And I think what I'm gonna do, it's been so long, and I think that the reason why I didn't bring it back for so long is because the format I think got stale. So I've been
Mhm.
coming up with ways to change the format and make it more interesting, especially like the finding tokens, things like that. I think I've gotten kind of old in camps.
Mhm.
I like the standard system, just like the grid. So I'm making some big changes, and I think that my ideas are pretty cool, and I hope that people sign up and enjoy it.
Yeah,
But yeah,
Camp Live
also
is
the other
iconic.
question was, thanks, man. It was
Mhm.
bias before bias existed. It was basically the first like Discord camp. I feel like it's one of, yeah, definitely
Ah,
one of the first Discord camps that happened.
that's
Um,
true. That's
Oh, someone
true.
is
yeah.
spamming in chat.
Oh, do
Ooh,
either of you have
well,
mod? You can get rid of it while I animate.
I
Yeah.
have mod.
Mm,
Oh, like okay.
Yeah,
But yeah,
I'm
the
just
other
gonna
someone donated $10 and asked, "Let me know if you ever need someone to voice a sentient voice dish, because I'm all over that." Spaceman Scott. Whenever I have a voice dish character, you will be contacted. So user in timeout. Yeah, 10 minutes. There we go. But yeah, thank you for the
And
donation. I really appreciate it.
that's so sweet.
Okay. So I'm about like 8 seconds in now, which is not bad.
That's not bad at all. That's actually
No,
great.
been about an hour and 20 minutes, so
Someone asked,
not the
"What do I do
fastest
with
I've
my
ever
paint
been.
palette plushie? Should I throw her down the stairs?"
No, no, don't do that to me. I'd get so hurt. No. Okay, that wasn't actually
No,
like,
paint palette.
that was not my best paint palette
I like that.
lines, but you know,
That was
I
good.
thanks, dude.
We call it, you know what we call it? Range.
Thanks, man. I
Next
appreciate it.
question.
okay,
TDOS
I'm
or
gonna
Object Invasion?
Object Invasion all day. I wasn't a huge fan of TDOS when it came out. I think I just
I like
prefer
TDOS.
the
I think like
characters in Invasion for sure.
I like Object Invasion more. But like TDOS holds a special place in my heart. I think that was it. Just reminds me of just like the pandemic and like coming out of the pandemic. Because I remember like I gave like it took me a while to like watch all of TDOS, and I think in like 2021 when I went back to college in person for the first time, I just like kind of like binged it. So you know, I remember enjoying that. Um, as a Yarn fan, they're really happy to hear that. I wonder what it is that we said. I don't remember.
Probably what I was saying about like how she has a story and it's not just like the obsessive part is not like there's more to the story than just that. Like that's not
Yeah,
who she is. I do think it
yeah,
was maybe
yeah.
like a
Okay, that makes
phase of
sense.
her story, but that's not where her story ends, you know? Like there's gonna be
Mhm.
she is a very important character. Oh, here we go. Is there an in LB Ramble Core donated $5 and said, "Is there an in-universe reason where how the Lockvasion collab came to life?" I mean, the reason is that there's a portal that spawned in one day and they went through the portal. Um,
So random.
but yeah, I mean, I think they just found a portal and they're like, "Oh, it's cool, let's go in the portal."
What's your favorite BFB pre-split episode?
I think it's
Ooh.
episode 11. I really like that
It's
one.
been so long. I love the I love the lava one, whichever one that is. The one where they're digging
That's
underground.
15? No, that's 14.
13 and 14?
Yes, the one where they find like they find like the underground like little like spherical world.
Yeah, that one was 14, I remember.
Yeah, I like that one. I like that one. Funnily, like something funny about that episode. I remember there was a time where I would fall asleep to um, BFDI episodes playing in the background, and that episode was playing, episode 14, and the audio was like started like coming into my dreams. So I remember like the part specifically where the lava was rising and they were playing in the pond, and I remember like that. I remember that like I could like hear it like while I was like sleeping, and
Oh my
it like
god.
manifested into like something. But like the dream was that I was like with our friends, and we were like sitting on a hill and could like feel the ground getting warm. Like that's what happened because I could hear the BFDI episode.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And
Is it just me or is it getting warm around here?
yeah, yeah. Oh, someone asked how many Logvasions will there be? So far, there's been like 5.
Lockvasion. Oh, like the where we release the episodes at the same time, or like the collab part of it.
I think like maybe since they said there's been like 5, I'm thinking they mean how many more are going to be released at the same time.
I think we're gonna do a lot. I mean, like it's because we work on the episodes together, so it just makes it easy to like release them at the same time. Because I think it keeps us both in check on making our shows. And I think we both wanted a break, and that's kind of why there hasn't been an episode in a while. Like we both just needed some time off.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're both back at it. I think I don't know if this has ever been revealed. There might be some interesting spoilers of the next Invasion episode, but I do think it's like a 30-minute episode. I think he has announced that.
Yeah. It's so cool.
But it's by far the longest one. I think OLD15 is gonna be 11 minutes. So it's definitely a lot shorter of the two. But
It's no 30 minutes, but
I love a nice
fun
11-minute episode.
11-minute episodes, we need more of those.
You're right.
Episodes of everything are so long now. Okay, here's a question for me. What's my opinion on Latte from OM? I feel like Latte was definitely one of the more underdeveloped characters. There wasn't much going on for Latte at all. But then I remember when, this was actually like a transition phase for Yellow and Giru. He helped me create some new assets, and one of the assets that he did make were of Latte. So he made a new asset for Latte, and this is when he was transitioning from using PowerPoint to using Adobe Animate.
I thought you were gonna say he's
And
transitioning like
Oh.
gender. So I'm
yeah,
like, I think I missed this
how?
part. I think I missed something.
You're right.
All right, guys. Lewis is joining the call.
Yes, let's go.
Lewis.
Hooray! But yeah, continue with your story.
So he was because PowerPoint, like, you could create stuff and it was also vector based, and I found a way to convert those into so they could be like used in Animate. But I remember it wasn't as seamless of a transition as if you were to convert like Illustrator to Animate, and like vice versa. But it was vector based, so it worked. And I think he used PowerPoint. I'm not sure, but like I remember that like unlocked a memory about Latte. So good question. What was your favorite part about making the BFDI card game, Chelsea?
Ooh, definitely the rule book. Just because the rule book, like, I think my favorite part of my graphic design course my favorite thing to do in in my graphic design classes was making pamphlets. I think that's what I'm best at, and I think that is the best looking. Like in terms of what I
Nice.
did for the game, that's what I'm most proud of is the rulebook.
That makes sense. Yeah. No, especially since you had that experience in college.
Yeah.
I'm really excited to purchase the game myself. Oh my god. I'd like probably like play it with like my family.
I
Or like,
played
you
with
know,
my
maybe
aunt.
if we
I
have
played it with my
time.
aunt who's like 65 the other day, and she
Uh-huh.
liked it a lot. So,
That's so
it's for
cool.
all ages.
Yeah, it's for all ages, you know. BFDI is family, it's a, you know, it's a family show. It's a family
You're
show.
right.
Let me see. Okay, someone asked how long is OLD15, and I think you
It
already
is
answered
like
that.
11 minutes long.
11
I think it's
minutes.
maybe it's like 11 and a half. I don't know. It depends on if I have the time to make the new intro or not. Which, yeah, the reason why there was not an intro in Old 14, which I don't know, people did notice. I think I probably did explain it. It's because I made the King of Hearts intro is in episode 13, and I was like, that intro was so good that I don't want to go back to my intro that I made in 2017 in the next
Uh-huh.
episode because I'm like it
Yeah.
would just look like such a downgrade. So basically, what
So
I'm
you're
doing
keeping
is
it. Uh,
I'm making a new intro that's just a shortened version of the concept of the old 5 intro, like the current intro from the other
uh,
episodes, but it's like going to be 20 seconds long instead of 40, and it will mainly only feature the final like 16 contestants, whoever's still left in the game.
ah.
But the others will all be in it, but it's just going to focus on them.
Mm-hmm. Mm,
Yeah. So if I have the
that's
time,
cool.
I'm saving that for last, which I don't think is a great idea because I don't know how well it'll turn out. But at least like if I don't have the time for it, there won't be an intro in this episode either, but eventually there will be a new intro at some point. So get ready
From
for an
Landscape
eventual new
OSC,
intro.
what would have happened if Skateboard rejoined Old?
I saw that
Well,
question and I was like, I feel like I know
oh,
the
because he
answer to
was
that
dead.
one.
I mean, I think it would be funny if his grave just danced around and he was competing the gravestone with no face. Um, I don't know, because the idea of like the zombie skateboard was not always like what am I saying? That was not an idea that I had forever, but I think it just made sense. So I don't think if skateboard actually won, well, I don't think skateboard was even up for voting, right? I don't think I put him up for voting. So if enough people voted for skateboard, I'd be impressed because he wasn't even an option. That I think I would just let him come back.
Okay, question of the ages. Do you like object shows? The answer is yes. But also, I think it's
Yeah.
a little bit more nuanced than that. I think my relationship with object shows have changed. When I was a
Mine
child,
definitely have.
yeah, I think we were younger, I definitely loved the concept so much.
Mhm.
And you know, I was always watching object shows, but I feel like that phase didn't last very long for like when I was like consistently watching object shows. Um, I'd say that phase lasted for around a year, and then quickly I got into the creative side of things, and that kind of like overshadowed uh my desire to watch object shows. I think spent more time with like your creating aspect of things. And now it's just like our job, you know what I mean? It's just, you
Yeah.
know, something that I'm pretty much just like doing full time now with like, you know, BFDI and, you know, Starlight. So yeah, it's crazy. I think like now I don't actively watch object shows really at all. Um, but I do watch the object shows that I do watch are, you know, pretty much what I work for, you
Object
know, like
lockdown.
II,
Yeah.
and Object Lockdown. Really anything that my friends make. Um, so yeah, how would you guys say your relationship with object shows have changed? Would you say it's pretty much what I said?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Someone asked, and I think you already answered this, will Hot Sauce and Yarn break up after Old 13? And the answer is you will see. You will see. You will see in the upcoming episodes how their relationship
Yeah.
changes.
I have
Well,
a
What
question
okay.
characters?
One thing
from
I'll say is they were never together, so they can't break up.
That's true. They
They were
were
never they
never
were never a
together.
couple. They've been
Yeah.
friends. They've never had any sort of like they never even talked about I don't know like being I don't know. Well, that's another thing that you will there's going to be a continuation of the story. You'll see. You'll see.
um, someone asked what your favorite color is. Teal.
No, at this point it's pink. Um,
Really?
yeah, I think teal was my favorite color for like 10 years, but now I think it's just pink.
Well, now my favorite color is teal.
mine
Wow,
used
so
to
we
be
swapped.
orange, but now it's blue.
Well, my favorite color was never pink. I mean, I'm not
Yes, it
girly.
was. Well, I was just saying that as like a well, we swapped because that would have been cool if we did.
Yeah.
Hi,
What
Tony.
characters?
Banana bumping Drizzy.
What
What?
characters do you voice in BFDI? It was Tony in chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess,
Uh,
bro.
what characters do you voice in BFDI or in Animate Insanity that you were hired to do?
Um, there's one that I cannot say, but there's a
Ooh,
bunch that
that'll
I
be a
can say,
surprise.
and they're all like
Uh-huh.
one-off characters. So yeah.
What are some of them?
Popcorn in BFDIA 14. My favorite is square root of 2 in the pie short. All the characters that I've
Ah,
voiced so far have just died in the same episode that I voiced them in, so they are one-off characters.
yeah.
Hopefully, maybe someday I will voice a recurring character. We'll see.
I think for me, I've also voiced a few like one-off characters, maybe a few that have like reappeared like twice, 3 times at most. There's Carrot Cake 2. I think that was the first one. And then I voiced
Carrot
10,
cake
the
too.
third voice when Jack and Jellyfy reached 1 million subscribers. That's when 10 came into existence. So since 2021, I've been voicing 10, which has been fun.
I feel like 10 is one of the most
And
underrated Algebraians.
you think so? 10 is
Yeah.
cool. Yeah. He's
Like, I feel
he's
like
my
he's not
favorite
one of the
character
fan
voice.
favorites, but
He
I think that
definitely is.
he's a fun character.
Yeah. Okay. I'm
Or I guess
glad you
they're a
think
fun
so. Yeah.
character.
10 is fun. I think some of the fan favorites are definitely Zero. I think Zero is definitely one of
15
the
is
fan
my goat.
favorites.
15 is awesome.
15 is great. Yeah, 15 is fun. And there's I think like 6 is pretty well liked, right? I'm not sure.
Oh,
I
and
don't keep up with
14.
like the fandom.
14 has always been popular just because they eat people's
Really?
skin or whatever. Oh, I
Oh,
think.
people I
9
think
is really popular.
9 is very popular. Ooh, I do love 9. 9 is so funny. Like yeah. I really like the voices that everyone does for the characters. I think they feel very unique and like distinct, which is I really
I
like.
agree.
I really like Florence's performances when it comes to like voice acting. I feel like there's
I
just
agree.
it's just a very very I feel like there's like a very genuine sort of like presence that comes like through her voice, which I like. And that's why, 6 is like one of my favorites. 6 is definitely one of my favorite Australians. Um and then I voiced Orange. That was in but I don't remember which BFDIA episode. But do you remember, Chelsea?
I don't remember an orange being in it, to be honest.
Yeah, it was during I know it was like during it was like one of the tour episodes last year.
Oh.
Yeah. It was the one that Kevin McLeod like voiced in, whichever one that
I
was.
do not remember.
Yeah, it was a while ago. Okay, what's your favorite object show besides any of your shows? I wonder if we should extend this to our friend shows as well, or maybe we
Wait,
just can't talk
sorry.
about like
What was the question?
our favorite object shows besides any of our shows. So I wonder if we just say any show, because like I'd say probably one of our friends' shows, but I feel like is that like too
I mean, I
is
love
that like
the
too
infamous
easy?
object show is very underrated. I also think I loved Tawadi. Someone was asking about Tawadi in the chat. That used to be my favorite at one
Oh
point
my
in time.
god,
Like
Tawadi.
I literally had like Shell from Tawadi as
I
my
haven't heard of that.
wallpaper.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I loved Tawadi when it was coming out.
Really? How old is that show?
It was like 2012.
Very.
Yeah, it was
Really?
an oldie. An
Wow.
oldie but a goodie.
Okay. There are some object shows, old iconic shows I haven't watched. I haven't watched I'm blanking on it right now. I was gonna say Strive for the Million, but I watched that one. It's 100 DCX's show.
Oh, Challenge to
Challenge to
Win.
Win.
Challenge to
I
win.
didn't I didn't watch Challenge to Win.
I feel like I was never like a huge fan of Challenge to Win. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna be right back. I'm just gonna grab water. You guys can still answer
Okay.
questions or whatever you want to do while I do
All right,
that.
cool.
Yes.
So, but yeah, so Indigo and Haley, if you're still here, what are your guys' favorite object shows besides like yeah, let's make it a bit like okay, well, first we can do two categories. We can do the one, if it is just one of our friends' shows or one of the shows that you work for, you can answer that. And then the second category is an object show besides any of our friends that's your favorite.
Shoot, I don't. That's a good question. I'm not totally sure.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I think maybe right now, for me, just because I like look back on it super fondly, is Object Show 87.
Oh
That's
yeah, that
Like,
was
fair.
so good.
but like, I just think
Object Show
Sam
87
is
is
just
so funny.
Sam is like one of the funniest people I know.
Oh yeah, no, my God, I've literally cried laughing. I've like cried laughing with Sam so many times. It's so he's like such a funny person, such a creative person. I think that well,
Dude, my room is so
we can
cold.
just we can yeah, Chelsea. We were answering our favorite object shows besides any of ours, but like I don't really know. I think it really is just like probably like one of our friends' shows, like maybe Paper Puppets. I love 3E. Um, old
Oh yeah, I love
obviously.
3D.
Um, I think Object Invasion right now. I think Anthony has taken a very visually compelling approach to the show. It feels very like cinematic, which I really enjoy that.
Everything he does
Um,
cinematic is so cool.
yeah, I really, I always try to encourage people to like, you know, object shows because I know like there are some people in our community that only watch object shows. And when it comes to making your own show, I really encourage people if object shows are the only thing that they watch and the only thing that they want to watch, that also, like no shame there. But like if
Mhm.
there's also other shows or like movies, franchises that you enjoy, just like, pulling media from those like sources or like pulling ideas or like being like letting yourself be inspired
Yeah.
by
Yeah.
things that aren't object shows, like let that like guide and inspire you as you create your own, like whether that be like visually, like writing wise. But yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's why I think that helps, grow our community, and that's why you have like so many
Yeah.
um different types of shows, which is fun.
And for me, I'd say this also like applies to like things that aren't just animated, like some like live action stuff.
Yeah, I was
That
gonna
is
say the same
true.
thing.
Yeah,
Like
some
I
things like
think I think
not even animated.
I think my
Yeah.
writing has improved so much once I branched out, probably around 2021, 2022, from watching like I feel like I watched a lot more like artsy indie movies after that point, and I think it really changed my viewpoint of like what can be done and
Mm,
what should be avoided in terms of tropes and things like that. Not like saying that's super important, but like I really think that it's opened me up to like making more interesting things.
Yeah, yeah, I feel the
Mhm.
same way. I feel the same way. I think I really just think about screenwriting in general. Like, sometimes it doesn't, like you said, like in your case, it hasn't really like been animation, kind of just, any
Yeah.
like live action stuff too. Really just makes me think about like the concept of screenplay and screenwriting as a whole. Um, Another question that someone has asked is what we think about TDOS, its lore, and all the characters. I think it.
I think
I
TDOS is
think
cool.
it's. Yeah, I enjoy TDOS. Um, I want to give like a few shows a rewatch, and TDOS is, um, one of the shows that are on my list.
I think I
I
want to
Should
binge
like
watch
I
actually add
that.
that
like
on mine.
the
Mm.
I like the different the variations of lotion. The it's been a
Oh
while.
yeah.
Like just very well smell, very good smelling. Fuck.
Neutral smelling lotion.
Yeah, neutral smelling lotion. Um. Okay, so a question for you, Chelsea.
Wait, what?
Okay.
Are you
No,
planning on
sorry, I'm
opening?
drawing a custom mouth and it's making me laugh. It's because it looks so weird.
um. Are you planning on opening animator auditions soon?
Yeah, I'll probably make maybe after OLD15 or around then. I do want to kind of like refresh how I like get some new animators in. And I think making a new video or something about it, or a more like streamlined way of how to do it would be ideal. Because there's probably animators that do want to work on my show that either get lost in me not checking a certain spot, or just like I don't know. I think there definitely is a better way I should do it. I do think when I have more time, I will make it happen. But yeah, I don't think I don't need any more for episode 15 for
Oh,
sure. We already have all that covered. Oh wait, what?
I'm just looking in chat. Not the
If you can
stream
help with
chat.
that, if you can help with that, Chelsea, I'd be down to help. Actually,
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think
just
whenever I have time, I will. Oh, what?
Down to help with what?
like animation for a show.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you guys in the chat like this new expression for circle?
I like
Yeah.
it.
It's good. It's good.
I will always relish the opportunity to make custom mouths
I agree.
and
I
like
love
actually
it.
just custom expressions in general, like the one I did for which one was it? It was the one for Fire Extinguisher that I did where Cherry rips off part of her like skin.
Oh yeah, that was a funny one. I made him way too big. Um,
Okay, I don't know who this question is for.
if you don't know
Do
if you
you
don't know who
still
the
have
question's for, it's probably me, right?
Do you still have your old lines for Battle for Wish again when you voiced Lighter?
Probably my mom's Mac from like years ago. It's probably not. 'Cause that's long gone.
What do you think of
I
Fiery's
wish.
drum roll from BFDI 20?
I thought it was very funny.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta like actually sit down and rewatch all of BFDI. I haven't done that in like years.
Same. I also need to do that, especially since it's like our job.
Oh yeah.
What is a newer show you have watched and enjoyed?
Hmm.
Oof. I mean, I've already said anti up. What else? What else? What else? Uh, wow, there's one on the tip of my tongue that I'm trying to remember. What is the name of it? Oh my god. Shoot. Oh, it's Derpinon's show. I have not really watched it that much. But I
Oh,
watched an
it's
episode
time for
recently and
the.
I thought it was quite good. Yeah, it's time for the.
I need to watch It's Time for the. I haven't watched it yet.
It's good. I mean, I haven't watched the
Like
whole
I
show, but
said, I
I
haven't
watched an
been
episode and I really
watching
liked
a
it.
lot of object shows.
That's just so stupid.
Okay, question for Chelsea. Why did you pick only some of the SOB cast to be in old? And why did you pick those objects to be in your show specifically?
It's hard to really remember. I mean, the original Super Object Battle cast, some of the characters were me, and some of them were from two of my childhood friends at the time. Like, Banana was made by some random kid who sat next to me in English class. Like, cause I just kept drawing object show doodles all the time, and then this kid behind me who was like a jock was like, I want Banana to be in it, and then drew Banana, and then Banana's become my character because of some random guy in my English class. But that's a fair example. Most of the characters were by me and
So
my two
random.
best friends, but Banana was just like some random guy came up with it.
That's so funny. I didn't know that. See, like
Yeah.
people are asking good
Uh,
questions. Also, we have a new person on the stream. Hi, Lewis. Everyone, Lewis
Hello. Sorry to keep
Towno.
you waiting.
Welcome.
Hi.
Yeah, how's it going, guys? I've been on a few streams before. I've written a few episodes for Lockout and Lockdown. So, hello.
It's true. We have a writer
and
on
you wrote
stream
this
guide.
upcoming episode.
That's right. Yes. It was a lot of fun writing this one. It was a good time.
Yeah, this was Lewis wrote 15 and 16 with me. Yeah, because 16's already all written. He's like he writes all the Olo episodes with me, so it was cool getting back with him to write these two episodes, the two-parter.
And I voiced Limey, so there's that too.
Perfect. I think someone actually.
Well, I didn't know.
asked if-
Well, that's actually fine. Oh yeah. Oh wait. Oh, never
Oh.
mind. I thought you were saying
Oh.
that Limey was in this episode, which I don't know why I thought that. Limey may or may not be in the episode.
We'll see.
Yeah, it's just the
Let's
only
see.
other thing. I was just like, oh yeah, I voiced him
Oh,
because there was like a
No, because
he was
I forgot that
in-
Limey has already appeared.
yeah, he was in the rejoin.
Yeah, I forgot. Okay, never mind. Just don't think too hard about what I just said, guys, in the chat.
Someone asked,
It's
what does
okay, I already
everyone in the
forgotten.
call think about Lamp from Object Invasion?
Lamp is the best character in the show.
I like
Actually, no,
Lamp.
Lamp is better, but
I think it's
Okay.
I think it's funny. Like the two characters that are the most enjoyable to me are like the first two boots, basically, because OJ is really good too. I like his stuff with Kiki. I think that's quite fun.
yeah, I agree.
Okay, someone has a question for me. What is your favorite character to voice in Object Lockdown? I think now it's Moon. I think Moon.
Really,
pretty
okay,
fun.
interesting.
I think I enjoy Yarn. Yarn is a bit embarrassing. Like,
Why?
well, I live with my family, and so I think sometimes
Oh.
like when I have to like record Yarn, it's like trial and error each time. Because I've been a bit like inconsistent. So, but I want to rely more like on like pitch shifting, and I think that helps. That's what I did this most recent episode. Yeah, we just like pitched her up a little bit. It's just easier
Yeah.
on the vocal
Nice.
cords. But yeah, I definitely say Moon. Would love to see more of Moon. If you have any thoughts about that, Chelsea.
Moon's okay. Not my favorite.
He's not your
Wow.
favorite yet, but
I
he's
don't know if he'll ever be my
he's
favorite.
Lewis's favorite. Ah,
It's true.
Well,
It's
I like
true.
Moon and Olo.
no.
Yeah, he's good. in
Okay,
Olo.
well, I mean, that's something. That's something. But we're not really getting much of Olo, are we? So, okay. Question for Chelsea. What does Chelsea think of the phone and paint palette log Vasion duo? I actually got that idea because I once heard her say she liked the color hot pink, so I thought it would make sense.
I do like the duo. I think they are a fun duo.
Yes. They are a good duo.
Yes.
Someone said, okay, another question for Chelsea. What do you think of the poster that Cat of Object Shows made for the 10-year anniversary of Old? If you ever saw
I think it was
that.
very, very cool. I mean, the Cat of Object Shows is such a dedicated part of the crew, and I really like everything he does for Old. So I remember
That's
years
so
ago he was
sweet.
just like a big fan, and now he animates for basically every episode, and he always does a very nice job.
Oh, wasn't that like the cats or cameo, like voice the cats in Lockdown?
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that was a
Another
Yeah.
great attention
question,
to detail.
and this is for everyone in the call, so feel free to answer.
Ew.
What are your guys' favorite II characters?
Oh, that is a good
Oh,
question.
Soap. Soap.
Apple.
I don't know how much I love Soap in the new seasons, but she used to be my favorite forever.
Yeah, I
Oh.
remember enjoying Soap a lot. Um,
I don't know.
I enjoyed Knife. I enjoyed Knife. Suitcase is also nice. I always liked Suitcase. I'll go ahead and say Suitcase is my favorite.
I think like
Hmm.
for me, Knife was consistently one of my favorite characters. I don't think there was a low point with that character. I like Lightbulb.
Yeah,
That's a good character.
that
Not
helps fine.
too familiar with the new guys, unfortunately. I haven't caught up with season 4, but
Yeah,
I liked Teddy Bear. I thought Teddy Bear was kind of cool because that was like
yeah,
my
there are a
favorite
lot
of the
of
ones
cool
that
II
didn't make it
characters.
in. So
Yeah, I think I'm definitely attached to the original cast. And then when I say that, I like including season 2.
mm,
Paintbrush, I'd say Paintbrush, Soap. But Suitcase is probably near the top. Nickel is cool too. But Knife, I'd say Knife and Suitcase. Definitely like
Oh,
on
I
the
did the wrong
top for me.
expression.
yeah, for sure. Also, am I
Oh
coming in okay? Like with my audio, am I quite quiet? Am I quite
yes.
loud? Like, do I
No,
sound okay?
you sound great.
Nah, you're sound perfect.
Okay, that's just
Mhm.
wondering. Thank you.
Do not worry.
Yeah.
I think I'll probably stream for another half an hour.
Okay.
In
Okay.
I asked
content.
Chelsea because I remember there was a stream you and me did, and I was mute for like 2/3
Oh
of it.
my god.
Remember that?
Ooh.
Yes, I remember that was terrible. Oh
So I just
no.
wanted to double check and make sure I was coming in okay.
Yeah, no, you
That
are
was a
good.
good time.
Well, if they couldn't hear, like, you guys are all on the same audio channel, so if they can hear Brian, they can hear you.
Oh, okay, cool.
I think
Yeah.
it's just because it was only us two.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, no, everyone is loud and clear, to be honest. Is like the perfect audio setup.
Yes.
Another question for me. Uh why did I make Starlight instead of another competition show? That's a good question. I think I wanted to continue Object Madness for a bit, and honestly, I'm still not entirely like shut off from the idea. I think Starlight, I wanted to create something a bit different. I wanted to create something that was plotline driven, and I love musicals. I've always loved musicals growing up, and we have a great team of people. Griffin Webster Revs, one of our like best friends, and he's very talented. He voices the main character, and we make a great team. And so I, I just wanted to create something different, and something that just like combining two of the things that I, love a lot, like, this community and, musical storytelling, like, allowing the songs to establish a character's like wants and,
Hmm.
just set the atmosphere for what the story is. I think it's cool. But competition shows are also, that's like the OG format. We'll never forget it. It's fun.
Yeah.
Someone asked what we're using to animate. We are using Adobe Animate. That is what Chelsea is using right
Yeah.
now.
And we are
Yes.
stuck with it, unfortunately.
Yeah. Someone
It's like
asked, go on, Indigo.
it is like unfortunately like integral to our like workflow. That's why like a bunch of us were like so pissed when Adobe was said they were gonna shut it
Oh
down.
yeah.
They
That
did.
was
They did
terrible.
say that. They said that they were going to shut it down, and then they backtracked and they said, no, that was never going to happen.
It's a big old
You
joke.
guys, misinterpreted it.
That thing was
It
so
was
funny
disgracing.
because it
It
just
was
like
a
within like
big
a
joke.
day, everyone
A
everyone's like,
day.
no. And they're like, okay, we won't.
What
We
were
won't.
they thinking? That was ridiculous.
It's just
That
like,
was
what if we
ridiculous.
stopped making things, you guys? It's just like, well, of course people are gonna be annoyed. So there you go.
Yeah. So many companies rely on, it's a shame that they've discontinued it. Like,
Yeah.
we still have access to it, but we're never gonna see. Well, we'll never say never, but for the time being, like they have no plans on updating the software or anything. And I think like it could benefit from, some changes, some
Yeah.
upgrades.
I mean, people still use Flash 8, and that was like what from the
Hmm.
early 2000s, and like that's
Yeah, it's like
still going strong. So
2005,
at least we still have it.
2007.
So
That's true.
that's right.
Yeah.
Isn't that what Total Drama still uses? Flash 8?
Yeah, they still use Macromedia Flash 8.
That's kind of
That's
crazy.
Oh
insane.
yeah, because I think I remember seeing that like it used like the files use ActionScript 2.
Yeah, that's insane. That's insane. I wonder why they chose to stick with it. Um, Another
Felt
person
like it,
asked,
maybe.
"Is Yarn a slop character?"
I don't really know what that means, a slop character. Um, I mean, Yarn can be whatever you want her to be. Sure, I don't know.
She could be a slobber, like a slob.
I
There's
don't think
another
it's a slob.
question. How surreal is it to go from just a normal OSC fan slash creator to being big parts of the J&J or II crew?
It's very cool.
Very.
Yeah,
It's
I
very
feel
cool,
like
but I also think nothing is like I think the best moments I have in this community is right when I release an episode and see all the feedback, and I think it's something I don't really get with BFDI. So I think
that's
for
true.
that reason,
Yeah.
I will always make my own show because I think it's
Yeah.
such like an expression of my own, of myself, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I agree. I think there's more fulfillment. I wouldn't say like more fulfillment. It's a different type of fulfillment that can't really be replicated by working on like Jack and Jellyfy or
Yeah.
II. Um,
I agree. Well, I mean,
I'd
I
say the
do
best
think
part,
like,
yeah,
oh, sorry, I didn't.
I'd say the
My
best
bad.
part about working on the shows, it's really is just because a lot of us are animators, and like I think it's getting to announce that parts of the episodes that you're a part of, and having people say that they recognize your style, or people seeing the people that your fans that know you so well because of the content that you create outside
Yeah,
of
no,
Jack and
that is
Jellyfy or
awesome.
I think, yeah, I think it really shows who is paying attention, who's paying attention to you. So that's a lot of fun. um let's see, any other questions? Some of them are like repeating that we've already answered.
There's one person asking about everyone's favorite and least favorite old characters. BTA
Oh,
14
that's a good
Studios.
question.
That's like a
That's a
fun
good
one.
question.
I think it's an interesting question because they're all kind of like my babies. But I think
Oh.
a more interesting answer for me would be which characters do I have grown on me the most? I think for me,
Yeah.
definitely Pumpkin and Teapot. They're characters that it's part of like I think some of those characters I haven't written in so long, and I think it's part of why I wanted to bring the show back in the first place.
Yeah.
But I do think Pumpkin and Teapot are some of my favorites for sure. I don't know about you guys.
Pumpkin and Teapot are cool. I think
I
Pumpkin is really funny.
I agree.
Yeah. Pumpkin, I remember because I think the first episode we wrote together, Chelsea, was OLD8. Is
Oh
that
yeah.
the skiing one? Yeah,
Yes.
Pumpkin
Yeah.
in that one was so funny. I really rated him consistently now with these two other ones. I think Pumpkin's really fun. Teapot, there's
He's so
also a
funny.
character that's grown on me. Like I just love how just how like direct and blunt she is with what she says.
Yeah. I think it's something that's
Drago,
always part of her
actually.
personality, but I think like it's something that we've made more present, which I think is good.
Yeah, Drago as well. When Randy's next to, I think has grown on me too, because like I think he's like a new character that I've never written for Drago before,
Basically,
so he was fun.
yeah.
I'd say for me, my favorite is probably Paint Palette. Because I really like
Oh
the
yeah.
voice number one that you do for Paint Palette, and I also think I know this isn't all. I know that Olo isn't really the focus right now, but I liked the mysterious side of that we saw of Paint Palette
Yeah.
in Olo.
I
So that's
also like that.
cool. I think like hmm, one of my least favorite, I'd say like probably Snowboard.
What?
What?
Are
Wait,
they?
wait, what's wrong with snowboard? No.
I like
Snowboard's the
Snowboard's
goat.
voice. I think like I don't know. I think like there's not a specific reason.
That's
Maybe
fair.
well, honestly, it might not even be Snowboard. I think like I probably just said Snowboard because they're in the forefront
Something
of
came
my
to mind.
mind because like their
Yeah.
voice sticks out to me. But maybe it's hmm. I think
Wait,
hold on.
Either way, with Snowboard, shout out to Kimps, the original
yeah.
voice actor for Snowboard. They
Who
are the
who
goat.
voiced her for like 10 years, but recently got too busy with other stuff, so we had to replace him. But
Yeah,
he was such a big part of the show.
yeah.
He will always be the goat.
Probably
A legend.
Cone. Probably Cone.
You don't like Cone?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, probably
I think
Cone.
she is kind
Cone's
of just
probably
like
like my
there's
favorite.
characters that are just a better version of Cone. I feel like.
Yeah, yeah, I
I don't
agree.
think there's a character I dislike or with the Orcas. I think there's just ones that like I don't like as much as because I've like haven't seen much of them or like they still they don't have a defined character yet. Maybe because like the earlier boots probably, so something like Balloon,
Oh yeah, makes
who hasn't been
sense.
around that much, but then could be better in the future. Who knows?
Yeah.
This is a good question. How do you stay consistent working on this without burning out?
Oh, I've burned out so many times. I think it really is just like knowing when to take a break. Like especially with how much I was going through in this past. Like I was like before I even had my surgery and everything that I was dealing with the game and everything. Like I was like, okay, 3 months. I'm just going to not work on this at all. And I think it did help me just take the time I need to get my inspiration back and my creativity back for the show. I mean, it was a long
Yeah,
break since the last one, but I do think there's gonna be 2 episodes this year still. Probably August and November. August will be 15 and November will be 16. So I think I think that's the plan. So we'll see. But yeah, definitely
someone
both
wants.
this year.
Yeah, no, that's a good plan. I feel like that's definitely doable.
Yeah, no, it is.
Another question from someone. They're starting an object show. I'm starting an object show, and I would like some tips on animating. Can you please help? You guys have any advice?
Okay, I think one thing I will say is when you're starting out at anything new, if you're starting out at animating, it will never look exactly how you want it. Like if you're starting out with
Mhm.
any type of art, it will take a while before you get amazing at it. I think that's true of
Mhm.
me. I've never thought of myself as like an amazing animator, and I think like
Yeah.
over the years though, I think I've definitely gotten a lot better. I think it's just
Uh-huh.
because the more you do, the more you improve. So I think if you're
Mhm.
not initially happy with what you do, don't scrap it. I think just try to get stuff out, and you'll always
Mhm.
improve. I think that's the best
Yeah.
advice I can give.
Yeah. I think like you don't have to wait until you've you don't have to wait until you're like perfect at everything. I think allow yourself to put content out and grow with your content. Because it's better to have like something out than like nothing at all.
Yeah,
And I
I
think that's
completely
advice
agree.
that I could also take because as a person
Oh,
who's
Yeah,
a like high like
that's
very
like
I'm
pretty
like
much what
very much a perfectionist, you know?
yeah, that's like what the early object shows did, like BFTI and II. They weren't really at their A game just yet, but they still did it and got better as it went on.
yeah. I
Yeah.
also think a very important thing that I think will help you get better animation and just give you inspiration is the BFDI source files, especially for like I feel like
Oh
post-split
yeah.
BFB or not post-split, like pre-split BFB files and like wait, how? Oh, my stream is delayed. I thought the stream was delayed like a few minutes, but no, it's just my playback of it.
Okay.
So that is good. But yeah, just looking at the source files will help you a ton. I think just study animation if that's something you want to do. Take a day and just look through a bunch of the files. It will help you. It's helped so
I
many people that I
agree.
know. I need to do it more.
Yeah, that's how I learn. That's how I
Yeah.
learned some things.
Yeah. I think it's yeah. I definitely agree.
My
And also, don't be afraid to ask for help.
Oh
I
yeah,
think
for
having
sure.
Oh yeah, definitely.
a crew definitely helps. And people that you know well. You know, you want to have a group of people that you can trust, and you know, that will really take you a long way.
And I think my advice would also just be just practice, even if it's just like making
Yeah,
Mhm.
silly animations, like take a bit of audio from something you like and just animate it just
true.
for like practice reasons. I think that's good. Just kind of get to learn the program, experiment with different techniques and tools, or if there's a show you like, maybe kind of break that down frame by frame and see how they do things and kind of replicate certain things just to figure out how
Yeah,
certain movements work. So when it comes to
Yeah,
doing it, it's like, okay, I have a better understanding of
I
how
completely
this
agree.
action works.
I'm glad you
Um,
said that. Yeah,
yeah.
Mhm.
because when I was younger, I did a lot of BFDI reanimated
Mm,
scenes. That helped a lot.
Oh
You
yeah.
know, I think that really, yeah, I think that helped more than anything else, to be honest. You're
mm,
recreating things, and even just not even BFDI, but just anything really, just like recreating things visually, like animation wise,
mm.
or just that. It's yeah, I think it will take you a long way. Definitely, definitely helped me. Um, Another question
Oh wait, hang
is,
on. I have. Oh
you have something you want to say? You want to add on?
yeah, I have a couple. One of them is in my opinion, I like think you should don't be afraid to like try and push your animation a bit and like like get I guess break it in a way if that makes sense.
Uh,
Like
what do you mean?
uh hmm
Break
trying to figure
it?
out the best way to describe it.
Like venture off from what's normal or like expected?
I suppose so, yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. Is there another layer to that?
I think for me it's like I guess another one is like don't like worry too much about if like an in-between frame looks weird. It's gonna look way better in motion.
That's also true. Yeah. That I think that's just, a great that's just great advice for animation in general. So
Yeah.
I'm glad you said that.
Yeah,
Um
like anything like any like principle of animation will also apply to object shows. So I would say like
yeah,
also learn like the yeah, like building blocks, like fundamentals of animation itself.
it'll help you so much.
Yeah.
You will feel less stuck and you'll feel more confident about your animation by just understanding animation as a concept and the principles.
Alan Becker has
And
great
yeah,
videos on the principles.
yeah, Alan
Yeah,
Becker.
true.
Yeah. Um, Another question for Chelsea: is Circle gonna
Uh huh.
have different hats as the series goes on, and
Yeah,
will he ever get his original hat back?
maybe. We'll see.
We'll see. Nothing can really be spoiled, So if you guys have questions about what will happen, though, you're not gonna get a direct answer. You're just
Well,
gonna have to
most of the
like
time.
wait and see. But like still feel free to ask. Um, which old character is likely to say 67?
Oh my god.
Grassy.
Probably
Oh, I haven't
banana.
answered
Yeah,
this.
probably
I haven't
grassy.
answered. Yeah, yeah, probably
Ah,
Grassy, like because he thinks it's trendy. I think Circle would do it because he is like a little meme lord character. I think you'd think it's hilarious. But I think Banana would do it not understanding the joke, but would do it because his friends are doing it, and he thinks
Yeah.
it's funny for that
Yeah.
reason without understanding the
Ah,
reference.
yeah.
But I think, like, yeah,
Yeah, that's a great answer.
yeah.
Do you guys have any opinion on book? What's your opinion on book?
Like
Someone
BFDI
else.
book.
Mm-hmm.
I'm back.
Or the
Hello.
concept of books.
The character.
Yeah, I like
Um,
BFDIA book's really good. I think she's really enjoyable. I know some people say like, "Oh, she's too nice," but I think she really balances the show that season, especially out from
Yeah.
how
Mhm.
chaotic it is. I think she was a good winner, so I'm happy
Yeah.
with book. Not so
Yeah.
much in the later seasons. I think she kind of peaked in IA, but you
She
know,
definitely peaks in IA.
I love her in pre-split. To be honest, I love her in pre-split.
Me
I think
too.
it's an unpopular opinion, but I think she's so funny.
I think the only thing yeah, I think she's funny. I think like in the past I wasn't a huge fan of the dynamic that she develops with Taco, but you
I think
know,
it's funny. I think it's not
I
great
think I've
storytelling, but I
learned to
think it is very
appreciate
funny.
it.
Is my opinion.
Yeah, I've come to appreciate it more. Um, do you guys like Lie? Someone asked.
Yeah, she's cool.
uh,
She's not one of my favorites, but I think she's cool.
I
Nice. I
really
also like Lie.
I love her in pre-split. She's so weird, and she's like in that first episode. It's like I remember watching it, and she just has this strange way about her, like how I know she's just like experimenting, like curious about the world. I like that. She's I just like also the line delivery in that first episode. I thought was funny.
Also,
Another
we probably
question.
only have like 9 minutes left for questions.
Oh,
Because I'm
oh
also almost
yeah!
done with this part of the scene. I literally only have 1 second left, so I've made good progress. I've done
ooh.
13 seconds since the start of the stream.
Get your questions in,
Good
guys.
job. Yeah, everyone get
Quick!
your questions in. This is one that's been asked before. It's for me, but it's already been answered, so I'll just keep it brief. Starlight is in production. So I'm glad that people are happy or curious enough to, ask about it. So that's fun. Um, Someone said, how did you make your object show? I think we've talked a lot about that. I think
Oh
we've
yeah.
talked a lot about like how, yeah. Um,
What is Circle
how
holding a
does the
knife with
making
his
how
hand?
did or wait, oh, sorry, I misspoke. Um, does the making of a show that has so many episodes from like so long ago, like old does from 2015 to 2018, impact how you go about making it now, or does what happened and how then not really matter? If that makes sense.
I think it does influence some parts of it. I do think it makes it a little harder to write because I don't even know if that's true because I think there's one thing that like some characters just it's harder to keep them accurate to like what they were like before the show came back because I'm such a different person now and I write differently. So
Hmm.
some characters will just inevitably change, and I think that's something that people always notice. But I think that is just part of if you're bringing anything back after so long, characters will just be different. That's just how things are. But I do think I every episode that I get, if people think that oh this character isn't written right, I do always take it into like feedback because I do know the fans are a very big part of the show, and I want to make sure that the characters get the justice that they deserve.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, like the stuff about Eminem like not rapping in a while, like that stuff I take into account, and I'm like, yeah, that is a big part of his character. I want to bring that stuff back. So I always look at the comments, and I always that's just a big part of like bringing anything back about like any show that is beloved by so many people. Like I always just try to listen to the fans, at least in some part. Like there's some things like Yarn's arc that I know people are like, oh, she is not what I want her to be, but there's some things that like there's some changes that I want to make to the characters, and there's some things that I want to do with the characters that might not be immediately obvious. But yeah, I don't know. I think that is the big thing. There's some things I just don't remember about the characters that happened in the past because it's just been so long as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's like with when BFDIA came back, there was a lot of that because there was like a 10-year gap. So like it's inevitable like not characters aren't going to be point for point just because
Yep.
with different experiences, different creations, you have a different approach to it than you did in the past, and it's hard to
Yep.
replicate that sometimes.
100%.
Let's see. Actually, I think Brian's back now, or
Yeah, I've returned.
Brian's back.
Hello.
Okay. There's a
wonder
question
what's
here from Carbonated Flesh who asked, "Is there anything you have learned from writing your shows? What's like a good takeaway?"
Mm, that's a good question.
Is
I think
Man, I feel like there's so much I've learned. I don't even know how to answer. There's so many answers to that question. I don't know.
trying to think more about the psychology of the character and just trying to understand. I think like as I've like written things, I've I try to really think about like how a character would react in the situations that they're in and why they react the way they do.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's quite a fun thing about writing actually. Like, so using an example because I write for Paper Puppets as well, and then sometimes when we're trying to figure out, okay, with this elimination, how would it pan out? And we're trying to get into the minds of the characters and kind of go, okay, would it make sense for this character's game to do this, or like, would they?
Yeah.
Why would they do this? Therefore, this would happen. So that could be quite fun, kind of like looking at it from different perspectives. To kind of figure that stuff out.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yep.
Which character likes to drink Coca-Cola?
um, I guess grassy. I
That
feel.
he
Okay,
had
definitely
too
grassy.
sugary though. I'm not sure if he would.
No, I think he would, but he
No,
would say that he doesn't drink it.
He like
I think he'd
pretend
be.
it's a
He'd be-
protein thing.
or he drinks Diet Coke.
No, he'd drink like Poppy or something.
The like probacterial soda.
Yeah, he'd drink that. I've heard Poppy's just really
Oh,
bad. That's all I know about it.
when
I
does
could
the stream
see.
end? Because I might have to go.
Oh, it's gonna end in probably like a few minutes.
Oh, okay. I might go.
Yeah. All right.
Okay,
Okay.
Sorry
Well,
for
it's nice
cutting you
having
off
you,
a bit.
Haley.
I was talking. Yeah, thank you
nice
so
to have you
much.
on the
Bye
show.
all.
Yeah.
Yes.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Take care. I was just looking at the cast. Like I have a picture pulled up. I think Bucket is a huge Mr. Pibb drinker.
Oh
He
my
just
god.
has that vibe. I think he
Yeah, I
loves Mr.
agree.
Pibb.
Who would like Coca-Cola though? I don't know.
See hot
Oof.
sauce. A good
Oh yeah,
cola
hot
drinker.
sauce makes sense. Umbrella, I think would.
Yeah.
Wait, why did you say not grassy?
Well, I think he would, but he would like try and pretend it's healthier for him than it is.
Yeah.
Because he's like a protein guy.
Yeah.
How do you get the ideas for a challenge?
Ooh.
That's a good
I feel
question.
like the challenges are kind of the hardest thing for me to come up with, to be honest, in an episode.
How do we
I don't
come
know
up with the
why.
one for this challenge? I was just thinking about that actually. Like, did we have like a reason for it? Or we just
Yeah,
wanted
I
to
don't
try it?
want to. Well, this challenge, I mean, I was obviously inspired. I don't want to reveal much. I was
Oh, of
inspired
course.
by a certain BFDI episode, for sure. And I think that will be obvious when it comes out, like a little bit, because this sort of challenge has been done before. But I do think I have a very different approach to it. And I think it was kind of like this time it was more of like trying to remix that fun idea into a new concept. Where I feel like a lot
Okay.
of the times it's just like I just am like I don't even know how I come up with challenge. I don't. That's a really tough question. I feel like a lot of the time, like I guess with episode 13, like the Love Island or whatever episode, King of Hearts. That one was like, what is a fun thing I can make them do? Like it's kind of like beachy, like it makes sense for like a pair to do. And I think fishing kind of makes sense. That's I feel like I think of like what I want to occur in the episode, or like I think episode 12, for the longest time I wanted to do a mall episode, and I was just like, oh, okay, let's do a mall episode. And that was just like it. But I feel like there's some where I think about like what interactions I want to have happen, or what like I think it really depends on the challenge. How like
Yeah.
why or how it was come up with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I remember
Mm.
for is it OLO4, like the fair one? I
Yes.
think with that, I remember it was the reason that challenge was picked. It was like it was a good way to kind of explore certain characters and
Yes.
further the story.
Yep.
Because there was like Milky's whole part of like not wanting to upset people, but then kind of exploring certain things that may have
Yeah.
happened in the past. So yeah, it's kind of choosing things that kind of complement your characters and what it says, or puts them in new, exciting situations.
I agree.
Yeah. One of the cool questions that we got.
Okay, I actually messed up this scene. I think I need to change the audio on this scene. Oh well.
Oh,
There's a
another
sound there's a
question
sound
that
effect
I
of
was
the
seeing.
knife that is not in the right spot, but whatever. It's okay. I'll just edit the
Which
audio.
characters in old can you guys relate to the most?
Mhm.
Oh, that's a
I
good
don't know if I,
question.
I
I
don't know
like
if
that.
I don't know if I want to answer that question.
That's fair.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I feel like Paint Palette, like not really an Olo, but I feel like she always has a little bit of my personality. Like I do think like one side of my personality is definitely Paint Palette.
I see it. I
Like an
definitely see it.
exaggerated part of my personality.
Yes.
I think for me, probably banana. Like a lot of the, especially in Olo, a lot of the like jokes we did with banana, especially in some of the scripts for the later episodes, I think is
Yeah.
very much like my sense of humor. It's like they're such a
Uh-huh.
fun character to write for.
All right. I'm gonna head out in a second. I'm just gonna quickly answer a few more questions. There's one donation question I
Okay.
didn't answer from LB Ramblecore. Is Drago the only dragon in the series, or are there more of his kind out there? I honestly have not thought about it, but I think if Drago exists, there have to be more Dragos or something. Maybe there's a whole like Drago land, like David land.
I could
I
be remembering wrong, but I thought like he like mentioned something about his family in
Oh
episode
yeah, he does mention
3.
something about his family. Yeah, he's like, I want to go home to my family. So maybe someday we'll explore his family. That could be
Yeah,
funny.
yeah, he said
Um,
he was gonna move back home with his family in episode 3.
I think a
back
character
home.
Oh,
that I probably relate to the most in old. And this is kind of a generic answer, but I'll tell you why. It's Yarn. Because I feel like there's like an anxious part of her personality that I sort of relate to. I feel like I
yeah.
tend to like get anxious, so I relate with that. And you can like see that with
Mhm.
Yarn.
Mm.
Yeah, makes sense. All right, rapid fire. I basically got through everything I needed to do today with this scene, so that is good. I'm
Good
happy.
job.
Very nice.
Let me answer the last few questions, or I guess, do characters have parents? I have no idea. Kind of a fun fact about both Fire Extinguisher and Ben. They're my favorites. I think Fire Extinguisher was a nerd in high school. He was a nerd, but he kind of is still a nerd, but he hides that part of him from everybody, and he tries to act like he's just a normal guy. I think that's like he had his amiibo collection. It makes sense a little bit. Oh, hi Dawn. And I think Bin is a very underrated character. I think he is really fun, and I think that deep down he's a sweetheart, but he has a lot of a facade, and I think he has a lot of personal issues he needs to work with. Which I do think is kind of explored a little bit in Olo. What do I think of all the Paint Palette and computer fan arts on Twitter? I love all of it. It's very, very cool. Will Moon appear in the new episode? Maybe. Question of Town Art, are you still planning on returning to YouTube?
Yes, I am. I am very much am. It's just I'm very busy in my personal life,
Yeah.
but I'm working on a few little projects or a few
Yeah.
little object show perhaps.
Ooh.
So stay tuned. I'm planning on getting the goal is get something out before the end of the year. Not saying when, but in 2026 it's the year. It's the return. Cool stuff.
Yay.
Yeah.
I'm
Gregory
excited to see
Sock,
what
you are
you
the
do.
number one Pain Palette fan. Eternal to the second. Dream Pal will come back when I have a. Dream Pal is just like a show that I'm planning to just like knock an episode out when I have a really good idea for it, something relating to my real life that I just think will be funny to put into a thing. Like I don't think it
Mm.
ever was meant to be a serious like show. But it will come back eventually. Do I have any connection with Commander Kim? Not really. How do I revise animations? I usually just go in and change things that need to be changed.
Yeah.
I don't really ever redo the animation that much. What do I think of Circle X Banana or Polycircle Banana and Acorn? I think it's cool. I mean, they're all very, very close in the show. They're close, like friends, but I don't know. I mean, you can have whatever take on that you want. I like how kind of open-ended it is right now, but there will be more to explain with that. And I'll answer one more question real quick. One more. Maybe something that all of us can answer. Let's see.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Maybe something earlier in the chat. I don't know.
If not, I have a question we could end on.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
We could. What is everyone's favorite episode that's come out either since the return or
old.
like some of the older ones? Like, what's everyone's favorite
Oh,
episode?
It's 13 for me.
That's
I
a
love
good
episode
question.
13. I think it's so funny.
That's King of Hearts, right?
Yeah, I love that episode.
That is a
I think
good
it probably
episode.
it might always be my favorite at this point.
I think that one is also my favorite. Yeah.
probably mine too. Yeah.
I'm gonna be the
Wow.
outlier, and I'm gonna say the skiing episode just because.
Oh, I do love the skiing episode.
It was really fun. It was my first episode riding with Chelsea, and it was a good way.
Wow.
We kind of got to know each other through riding the episode, which was
Yeah,
neat.
that's true.
And that was so long
That's very
ago
true.
too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that was a
rewatched it
while ago.
recently. There's bits and pieces here and there, but like, but then there's a few jokes that I very much enjoy still.
Yeah, it's a very fun episode. Anyway, thank you all for
Yeah.
watching, and thank you, Brian and Indigo and Lewis for being here, and Haley who sadly left us. But yeah, thank you all for watching. This is my first stream in a while, and also I usually end my streams around 2 hours. This was 2.5 hours, so you got a bit more out of me this time.
Wow.
But I want to stream more, so I think Fusion wants to do a stream with me probably right after these episodes come out. Around mid-August is the plan for OLD15, so less than a month away. Should be less than a month away. And yeah, I mean, animation's going smoothly, and I'm excited for the episode to be out because it was written a while ago. So yeah, thank you all for watching and waiting so patiently for this next episode, and I hope that you all will enjoy it. It is very cool, I think, and there's a lot of fun characters that haven't appeared in a while. So I hope that
And thank you for having us, Chelsea.
Yeah, thank you guys
Yeah.
for being here. I didn't know if anyone would show up, so I'm glad that you guys wanted to be in it with me and help with these questions.
Yes,
but yeah,
ma'am.
Yeah.
I'm gonna end the stream right now. Thank you for watching.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Okay, it is over.